sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection, plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
You ever notice how the other guys scream about massive discounts on their Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep Ram vehicles? Then you get to the fine print and boom, another $5,200 in mandatory ads. At Hoblet, we don't insult your intelligence. The price you see is the price you pay. No mystery add-ons, no bait and switch, no gotcha when you sit down to buy. Hoblet, family owned for 77 years. Transparency, straightforward pricing. Buy it right, buy it at Hoblet.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the Drive, baby!
The Drive Guys, Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's drive time with the Drive Guys.
Can you help me out with something, Alan? I understand 15 straight losses is 15 straight losses, and that's the most losses in a row the Kings have ever suffered. But it seems like all of a sudden, and it's not just Matt George, a lot of people on social media, people are like, oh no, how is this any worse today than it's been the last couple of weeks? I know, it's first game back, but this has just been a continuation, hasn't it?
Be careful what you wish for, right? And when you ask for something, you're not always going to get it in the way you want to receive it, right? So who are we, if you're part of the tank crew,
right?
Who are we to say, well, I want them to lose, but they have to lose a certain way? No. That's not how this works.
Right.
You get one wish. You wished for a tank. This is the tank you're going to get. Some games might look like that Cavs game and the Clippers game. A lot of games are going to look like last night. And we know that the Magic, they've been underperforming, so they're not a bad team. And what's a better palate cleanser than the worst team in the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
Whitey, we were joking about YMCA ball yesterday and how when there's nobody watching, you feel a little bit more loose. Wasn't it the same thing when you were playing high school ball? When you're playing a bad team, don't you feel more confident? People are going in ready to face the Kings thinking, it's time to get them averages right. And that's how they're playing. So it's almost the opposite effect, right? When you talk about, we got the defending champs tonight. Oh, this OKC. The champ's going to get everybody's best shot. You know who else is going to get everyone's best shot? The worst team in the league, because they're thinking, I'm dropping 40 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're going to see. So the Kings better be ready for it. As a future King once said, Kyle Kuzma, is kind of like, don't be that team.
I got to call out your friend and mine, Carmichael Dave.
Oh, I'm so glad we're doing this.
Yeah, and by the way, he's been off this week. Good for him. And I heard this morning on his show, Jay Ross and Chris Watkins on there, and I guess he had like 75 tweets while he's been gone.
Yes.
But whatever.
Yes.
But Carmichael Dave has been the captain of the tank.
That's right.
He's right there. He's driving the tank.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been, to his credit, I think you could say, for a long time, consistently saying they need to tank. They need to tank. Now they're tanking. They're not winning a lot of games. They lose 15 in a row. Carmichael Dave last night on X. the Kings are one of the oldest franchises in the NBA, just for historical context, and this is our longest losing streak ever, just to put it all in perspective. It's like, wait, what? Whoa, you're the guy that wanted this, which is fun, so which is it?
Yes.
And then some people came after him, as you pointed out to me, and then he tried to say, I didn't see anything wrong.
Yeah, he's saying, everyone's saying, Dave, isn't this what you wanted? Or, Dave, you should be happy. What made you think I'm not happy about this?
Exactly.
So what's your point, Dave?
Right.
Enjoy your pina colada, whatever you're doing, virgin pina colada, wherever you're at.
And why does Dave need a week off during the All-Star break?
Yeah. He's the Darren Peterson of the station. That's what he is. I don't know if he's that talented, but he's the Darren Peterson of the station. There's nothing going on. I'm just going to take the week off. But I'm going to be tweeting so everyone knows I still care about the Kings.
Right.
And I want them to tank. But oh my goodness, look at these stats.
Right.
Pick a lane, brother. Pick a lane.
Thank you.
I'm so sick of it. Oh, we got to tank a certain way. No, you don't. We don't know anything about this team. We don't know anything about Doug Christie. We don't know anything about this coaching staff. We don't even know what's going to happen until the draft comes up, and we don't even know who the Kings are going to take.
Right. And I know there's nothing good about 15 straight losses, but it's not like that was breaking news last night.
Yeah.
Kings are really bad.
Right.
No, we knew that. But all of a sudden, people are like, oh, no, 15 straight losses.
I'm going to move away from Dave for a second because Dave's my guy. We don't see each other as often, but Dave is my guy because he wasn't alone. I saw somebody else, and they said, oh, my goodness, you got to move on from Doug Christie after this season. No, you have to do it. Was it because people got a little bit caught in the All-Star break that they forgot how bad this team was?
Maybe.
Brothers and sisters, they got to 14 losses in a row for a reason.
They earned every bit of that.
But this 15th loss, this was the one that broke everyone's brain.
Right.
You can't continue with Doug now. What made you change your mind from the 14th loss to the 15th loss? I don't understand.
I'll tell you another thing, Alan, and I'm with you 100%. I know some have suggested on social media and on traditional, how are you, face-to-face media, well, this is rock bottom for the Kings. Now, anybody who's been a Kings fan for longer than a few years, longer than the Beam team, knows that is laughable. And don't misunderstand me. This is not pleasant.
Yeah.
But the Kings are losing games that they're, as an organization, in a way, trying to lose.
Right.
Oh, rock bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take out all of that, and we will, all of the things that actually involved, like, physical harm and terrible things, you take that out. And you just look at the basketball team, and you take out everything that had to do with the team on the verge of leaving and moving, which was terrible and emotionally devastating. Take that out and just look at the way the team has played over the years. And this 15-game losing streak that's by design doesn't come close to some of the futility that Kings fans have suffered.
Would you put it in the top 3?
I probably wouldn't. Just because, again, the losses by teams that were trying to win hurt a lot more than losses by a team that is, they can't admit to it, but clearly they're trying to turn everything over.
I just think it's way too specific. I just think the idea of I want them to be competitive, but what's the line? And, the game yesterday, it got out of hand in that second quarter, but that first quarter, it was competitive. What is the line? If they blow up in the third instead of the second, do you feel better because it was a close game up until halftime? I just don't know what you're looking for at this point in time besides an unrealistic thought process of I want every game to be like the Cavs game because that's just not realistic.
Right. And as you pointed out when we were talking to Matt and Kayla, you look at who's on the floor right now for them. Can you really be surprised that it's disjointed and that they're not very productive at either end of the floor? By the way, we got Nick Clifford. We may have an issue there all of a sudden. But that's a separate
Oh, we're going to get into it because everybody, Alan, you're being a hater. It doesn't matter this. Look, I got eyes, okay? And I want him to do well. But you kind of drafted another shooting guard who is not young, so he should be closer to his ceiling. And if that's the case, that's worrisome. So we have plenty to talk about when it comes to Nick Clifford. I do want to go positive for a second here because it's Friday.
Go ahead, because I got more negativity.
It's not brick outside, as they say in New York. Okay, I got my Timbs on because it's brick outside. It's not like that, Whitey. The sun is shining, and I gotta call myself out on this. We just had this conversation with the second half right around the corner. We had that conversation last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maxime Reynaud, the three-point thing, I'm with you. It doesn't have to be the main entree to me. I wanted him to work on that throughout the rest of the season, the last third of the season. The touch that he has offensively, even though I was a big Maxime guy going into the draft or going into that second round, to be clear, I hadn't paid as much attention to how he was getting his buckets, and the touch that he has, I'm not going to call him Şengün because he's not that, but he does have that kind of Şengün-y, Zubac-y touch on those kind of push shots, and I think that he is in a really good position moving forward. So as we're not sure, and I know you spoke about this, Whitey, as we're not sure what some of these guys are going to be, and I know I said I'm more sure about what Dylan Cardwell is going to be than I am about Maxime Reynaud. I'm not walking that back, but I am more sure about Maxime Reynaud's future because he does have a nice offensive bag, even if he doesn't have the three-point ball yet, and it's still so early in his career like we've seen with Klingon and some of the other bigs, Zach Edey. He's got a better starting point, so I am confident that he's going to be able to put it all together.
One of the things that stood out stat-wise for him last night, he had 4 assists. And I know when you're talking about his comps, you throw in Şengün, and Şengün's an excellent passer. And I was talking to Jerry Reynolds today, and Jerry's going to be on the show with us at 3. He was saying he'd like to see the Kings run a little more offense through Maxime and see how that goes.
Yeah, put him in the Sabonis role. You know, that's why they had Drew Timme out here. They had Drew Timme out here in Stockton.
Drew Timme was on our show, and we had it all set up. As soon as he was up with a big club, we were going to have him on all the time. I was like, yeah, I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
What happened?
Maybe that worked against him. I don't know. I don't know.
I was looking for a happy ending because I don't remember him on the show.
Yeah,
I know
great.
he was a fan favorite. Everybody wanted him out there, but that's what they did in Stockton to get some of the players ready. They would have him in that Sabonis role. So, look, at the end of the season, why not? I mean, as of right now, what would you rather from a ball handling perspective? You don't have another point guard. Devin Carter can continue to improve, I'm sure. But if it's between the Westbrook show, which was very tame last night, so Westbrook is not on my list at all, and seeing what Maxime Reynaud could do and start to have him evolve, we're not going to bring up the J word. We're not going to bring up one of the best players in the world out there in Denver, but at least have him on that level so that that's an option because Darren Peterson, if you do go with him, he's really not a point guard like that. But maybe you don't mind it because, well, we're doing things in a specific way. I don't know that Jamal Murray's more of a point guard than Darren Peterson, but you understand my point. You don't necessarily need that floor general per se when you have a passing big.
Darren Peterson has 22 assists this year. What's your point? What's the problem?
22 assists.
This year.
Yeah. That about 1 a game?
15 games, so yeah.
1.3.
Something like that.
That's not good.
Yeah.
He's a bucket.
Looking to score.
Yeah.
He's looking to score.
He's a bucket.
Devin Carter reminds me of a youngster in AAU ball where he knows people are watching. He's like, I got to show everyone what I can do.
You saying he playing showcase ball?
Yes. Yeah. And I wonder if that's hurting Nick a little bit. But Nick's shooting has been just dreadful.
Yeah.
Dreadful. Maybe he hasn't just hit the rookie wall. Maybe he splattered against it like a fly on a windshield or something right now.
Yeah, that
he can recover from that.
You can't blame Devin for Nick's shooting. That's
right. You're right.
And this has lasted a couple games now. Here, he's gotten hot in games, and he's gotten red hot, and he's just streaky right now. And maybe that's another situation where that's what a young player does. But again, he's 23, 24 years old, so he's not particularly young. The reason I wonder about it is because you're never going to play freer basketball than you're playing right now. I mean, next season you might stink a little bit or a lot, but right now there is zero pressure. And it's not as if, they're sending multiple bodies. Nick probably saw more pressure in the G League Summer League, to be completely frank with you. So it will be nice for him to turn things around, and now he's going to lose out on some of those shots, Whitey.
What do you mean we had 16,540 something at the game last night?
Where?
It's right there.
Was it Casper's family members?
16,540.
How many?
16,544.
I don't know, Whitey. When they panned, I saw a lot of lights.
They were getting something to drink.
I saw a lot of purple lights. Look, I tell you what. Oh, what is it? The 100th, the first level, whatever it is, where the media where the media section is, I'll tell you what. Maybe they were all in line for those carne asada fries because those things are banging.
Right.
Let's just
That's
assume
probably
that.
it.
So
I'm
about
with you.
12,000 people were in line for the carne asada fries.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you cleared that up.
I'm sure that was the case. I'm not sure how many people watch the game. As I do, I watch all the time. And we have friends that work there. They do a great job on NBC Sports California. They may also have done this last night on the Warrior broadcast.
Okay.
I didn't watch. I'm not sure. I saw some on Twitter suggesting that they did. I think if more people had watched, more people would have been upset by the nature of the telecast with the NBA 2K look and also the Sprite score, whatever it was. They literally had, and if you saw it, at one point they had in the left bottom corner of the screen, the Sprite score something, and it was a diagram of the court with dots representing each player to show where they were on the court, which you could see just by watching the game.
Yeah.
I don't need that. It added nothing.
Yeah.
It just was distracting. And then with the circles and the names, if you're playing NBA 2K, I know, you're old, you don't play the game. If you're playing that game, you need to be reminded sometimes, right? That's Westbrook. That's DeRozan. If I'm watching the game, I know that's Russell Westbrook. I don't need a circle around him and Westbrook.
Yeah.
I hated that.
The number one thing I always say in these situations is, was there an option? Because I just throw it on and I don't, you know what I mean? A lot of us, we don't have time to or care that much at this point to change it. I don't think there was an option to turn it off.
I don't believe there was. And I kept waiting. Sometimes it'd be slow coming back on. Like, okay, finally they dropped it.
I remember specifically Malik grabbed the ball. He was running point, and he didn't have it.
Yeah.
I thought, is it done now? And then it showed up with no name.
Yeah.
And then eventually the name popped up, and he was already past half court about to pass the ball.
Yeah.
So it was,
I bet you
delayed.
knew who it was even before it said his name there, didn't you?
I wasn't sure.
Okay.
But then I saw Monk on the back of his jersey. I thought, I think that's Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things going on with the Kings right now. It didn't initially bother me. I think it would bother me just based on I like having a choice. And if it literally was just there for the rest of the season and I did not get to decide whether or not I wanted this, that would annoy me more than it actually being on the screen.
Well, there's very little as far as complaints. So it tells me either not as many people watched, or maybe people were okay with it.
No, I'll tell you what, Whitey. People weren't watching that. Okay. No, I'll tell you. People were taking Ben Golliver's advice, because when I posted that Keon Ellis dunk on your head top, oh my goodness, Kings fans from all over. He only had 7 points. That was one side. The other side, Kings do it again. So more people were paying attention. I got more interaction on that Keon post than anything about the game.
Before we left yesterday, you said something about, Keon has 7 points.
It was against the Nets.
Yeah, but that's what he ended up with,
He stopped
right?
at 7, but they whooped the you-know-what out of the Nets. So I don't know. They were probably playing their Kings version of their roster, a bunch of G Leaguers.
That's the problem, by the way, with all the tanking, and I know we're going to talk some about that today. It's like a virus, and it spreads throughout the whole league, because you got the tanking teams, like, when they play each other, it's terrible. But what happens down the road is when other teams that are good teams, they're playing meaningful games. Like last night was a great example. You brought up Cleveland and the Nets. The game, which would be this is a big game for Cleveland. It's not a big game because the Nets are tanking.
Right.
And that starts spreading throughout the league.
Yeah. There's just too many teams. Yeah, there's just too many teams. Oh, and we got Shot of Styles coming up at 4:30. I'm done. We don't need this is how I fix tanking. And to be fair, I did one too. But guys, we can't keep doing this.
What are you, Carmichael Dave?
No, it's been about 3-4 weeks. We were a month in. And every time I go on social media.
Carmichael Allen.
Every time I go on social media, here's how I fix tanking. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked me. But you missed the window. Can we stop? There's too many, Whitey. There's too many options. And here's my take on it. I don't care. But that's at 4:30.
All right. That was just a little sneak preview.
Now, see.
15 straight losses for the Kings. The all-time NBA record for consecutive losses is 28. Are we going to end up talking about that?
I know they have some. I know that easy stretch they'll hit it. Because to get to 28, they're only at, 15 now?
Yeah, so 13 more in a row.
I know their next 4 or 5 games are tough.
Yeah, they do have Dallas coming up at one point, and they have recommitted to their season to tanking.
Based on the math, I think you'd be right around 28 when they finally hit that soft stretch in the middle of March when they have the Hornets a couple times. So it's going to be close.
It might be.
I don't think they're going to get it, though. I don't think they're going to get it because the one thing to kind of flip this thing on its head that was a bit refreshing, I guess, was that people were disgusted, and some of them were disgusted with exactly what they wanted. But it was nice seeing people, like when DeMar threw that water bottle. I am 100% in the camp of you should never let losing, you should never become numb to losing. And I think that Kings fans had become numb to, maybe they already were.
Losing should never be, okay.
Right. And last night, for whatever reason, like I said, maybe people were a little bit more excited because of the All-Star break and haven't seen the Kings play in a while. Let's see what they got.
Yeah.
And they're exciting to watch. You know, the shift, too, is also, now that they're not playing the vets and Levine's out and Sabonis is out and DeMar and Russell are just kind of hopping in for a couple minutes here, I do think that fans are looking at it a little bit differently because they like the young guys. So they'd be okay. Obviously, they don't want to mess up draft position, but they want to believe in the young guys. So when it's DeMar getting into his office too much or Russ turning the ball over too much, that's fun to joke about and say, yes, Tank Commander. When the Tank Commanders are your future, that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable because a lot of these
anxious.
Yeah, a lot of these people and a lot of these fans have been saying, hey, you know, this guy's a future, that guy's a future. And I think some of us have collectively been saying, let's slow down. We don't really know what we're watching. We brought up Eric Pascal, who balled out for the Warriors, and I'm not calling these guys that. We just don't really know.
I know. That's something I've been keeping in mind. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Of course, that's the number if you want to participate. Let's see what's up with Jacob on Sactown Sports. Hey, Jacob, you're on with the Drive Guys. What's on your mind? Did we lose Jacob? All right, thank you, Jacob. I think he speaks for a lot of people right now. Speechless.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing to say.
Speechless.
After last night,
yeah,
I was disgusted. Oh, my goodness. How could you lose? What?
Yeah.
They lose.
Let's try Daniel on Sactown Sports. Hey, Daniel, what's up with you? How are you?
Fellas, how are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
I heard you say that you didn't even think this was the third worst team we've ever had in Sacramento. Listen, I was 13 years old when they got here. I've seen everything. I was going to the games at the first arena, second arena, Golden One, all the games. Mm-hmm. I remember in 1987 when they scored 2 points against the Lakers in the first quarter.
That's right.
I remember when they won one road game in 1991. Mm-hmm. One road game.
Yeah.
This team right now is by far the most boring, worst team I've ever seen here in Sacramento. I can't watch them. I don't pay to go watch them. I don't watch them on TV anymore. I was a big fan. I don't watch them anymore. It hurts to watch this team. It's embarrassing to watch this team. I you know what? And I'm speaking from my heart right now. If they had left and went to Seattle, I'd be fine.
Wow.
It's embarrassing.
That's
embarrassing
you're right,
to
but
have
you're
me
definitely
here.
in the minority. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah.
Thank
Whoa.
you.
I don't know. He might. Is he trolling us?
Yeah, cut that off.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had to cut that off.
D-Train.
You guys didn't cuss him out. I'm going to do it for you now. I had to cut them off.
D-Train with the heat.
Yeah, he's right. Not about we'd all be better off if they were in Seattle. By the way, Seattle's chances of getting a team now look a little murkier than they did. But I forgot about the Kings team that was losing to the Lakers, and it was, the Showtime Lakers, and it was 40-4 at one point.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. See,
that's nuts.
And I know, Daniel, I'm going to disagree with you. This is not that bad because that team was trying to win.
Right. But you know what I was going to ask Daniel, or I guess kind of piggyback off of it.
Daniel is banned from the show. Lifetime ban, eligible for reinstatement on Monday. But lifetime ban, eligible for reinstatement
Daniel,
on Monday.
DM me. Daniel, DM me. I'll get your message across. But what I was going to ask was, has that changed at all? Are people still reacting to the Kings stinking with the vets, right? Or is this completely separate and you still feel like that stinking with the rookies? Because I do feel a lot of people are looking at the stinking differently because at least you're watching young players. So the idea that you stopped watching when it was DeMar for 40 minutes and Westbrook for 40 minutes, that's one thing. But with Neek and the crew, maybe you feel a little bit differently. Daniel clearly didn't, not right now, but that's one thing I thought maybe could change his mind.
All right, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. I heard Kyle Ledbetter talking today on the Midday Show about the way you and he at one point had profiled all the different types of fans there are.
Yes.
And I think he said one of them was the fans like Daniel that say, we'd all be better off if they weren't here.
Yes. That it's a small group, but that, you know what? And the passion looks a lot of different ways, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
Love looks a lot of different ways.
Okay. If you say so. Jerry Reynolds joining us top of the hour. We're back with more of your calls, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's Friday, damn it, with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. King's Ballnamic ball fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, before we get back to the phones, Cactus League and Grapefruit League baseball started today. So that's a sign that spring is coming. Spring means for Kings fans the end of this season.
Yep.
The lottery, and then we focus on the draft. But we've been talking today about whether 15 straight losses constitutes rock bottom for the Kings. Having been here for a long time, I went to a game in Arco 1. To me, it's like there's no way this is rock bottom because, again, we saw this coming. Some of this is by design, but there are some people who have had it with this team.
Yeah, and a lot goes into when you became a fan, when you were born. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. I know it feels like when we had Frankie Cardicelli on and Brendan Nunez, Frankie obviously, bleeds purple. I feel like Frankie did say it was pretty bad. And same with Matt George, So for them, this is the worst that they've seen. But that's specifically from what they've seen. So there are a couple ways to look at it, of course, when you're in it. And I understand your thought is, well, they're trying to be bad.
Going into it, they are probably going to lose by a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than this might be it. Oh, they got thumped by 40.
Right. The difference is going into next season, if that's purely what it is, I don't know if fans will be reacting like this. And even if they, first of all, there's the record that's involved. I don't think that's helping. But second of all, if hey, we have a bunch of guys under 25, like the Wizards or whoever, we're going to stink. I think the fact that you had to endure over half a season of the Kings try, to your point, they were trying and then stinking. Now, to close the season, they're just straight up stinking. I think it's that combination that's wearing on some fans versus if they straight up went into the season like where we are at right now.
Let's see what Jacob has for us on Sactown Sports. Be patient. We got a lot of people, which we appreciate, calling in right now. Hey, Jacob, what's up? What's on your mind?
How you guys doing today? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
First of all, 16-5 at the game yesterday. There's literally no way. But I know. But I kind of got a different take on it. I think this 15-game win streak or losing streak has been one of the best things I've ever seen as a Kings fan. I'll tell you why. We have needed a hard reset for such a long time. We've been playing this cute in-between game of being just barely near 500. We needed this so bad to commit to a rebuild. I think it's probably one of the best things this organization has ever had happen to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate that.
See, that's Jacob. That's why I appreciate Jacob. And he called back.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get him the first time. And I'm glad he did. Because that's how everybody was talking early on. Don't go running from it now.
That was Carmichael Dave, and he was kind of pinching his nose.
Yeah, that don't go running from the stink now. This is what you wanted. So, Jacob, thank you for standing on business.
Yeah, it's hard to embrace what he's saying, but I understand. Going through this is better than being kind of mediocre and hoping that by some miracle things will fall into place for you. At least there's a plan.
Yeah, that's might not be what everybody wants, but hey, hopefully we're all happy in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Trey, what do you say? Trey joining us on KHDK. Hello, Trey.
Hey, Whitey, Drive Guys, Alan, Jay, what's going on, man?
How you doing? Happy
What can we do for
Friday.
you? Yeah, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. That's it. Hey, I just wanted to say real quick, kudos to Scott Perry, man, for not doing a deal that was going to be even more detrimental to the hard reset. I know this is tough watch right now. We all going through it, man. It's just a tough, especially when you just see him get just laid out like that. It's just like, damn, but, you got to understand where it's at. But I got a question for you guys also, too, and this is kind of about Doug, and I just want to get you guys' opinion. Do you think that he's doing enough with him and the coaching staff with the defensive adjustments, especially like in the second half? Because you see how the teams kind of like get the Kings with get into the paint, and then we'll rotate it real quick, and then somebody's going to be open for a three. Like, it seems like the teams are doing the same thing, attacking them the same way. I know it might have a lot to do with some of our guys, but also, do you think that Doug is making the right adjustments, man? That's what I got, man. Happy Friday. Love y'all. I'm a Die King. I'm out.
Thank you, Trey. Appreciate that. I just have a hard time getting into criticism of Coach Christie when he has so little to work with. I think it's fair to point out that there's just about anything they're doing right now where you could look at and go, that doesn't seem right. Mm-hmm. It's like Keegan. Did you hear Keegan after the game last night?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we got to do something different. So you may be onto something there, Trey. Obviously, this is a terrible defensive team.
Yeah.
It's just hard to know how much freedom Coach Christie and his staff have to really work on things.
Implement stuff.
You've got like 2 different teams. So I don't know. It's a fair question. I just don't want to leap to any conclusions here when everything is so muddled with the direction this team's choosing right now.
Yeah. The feeling that a lot of people had of, man, this team looks bad. If anything, because of who was out there, I wouldn't even go to if I were to go somewhere, I wouldn't go to the players. I would go to the coaches and the coaching staff, because when you have a young team, Whitey, I don't know what I was on, but earlier today, I'm in the depths looking up the Princeton offense, trying to see trying to see
Coach
who's
Kirill?
I'm trying to double check. I'm like, I thought we did run the Princeton. Is anybody still running the Princeton offense? Because I'm just thinking some guardrails. That's the term that we've used before. So if I'm going to go anywhere and be upset about last night, which I'm not, but if I were to do that, I would have that conversation about Doug Christie, because they're young players and you just can't let them run around. I think it's an outstanding point that you make about the fact that there are 2 teams. When it's Russ and DeMar, they're still Russ and DeMar, but a little bit watered down. But when it's not them, then it's, okay, now do we implement something because the new guys are in? So I don't think it's a cop-out when it comes to what Trey is asking. I don't know how handcuffed Doug is, because you would think, yeah, you held Desmond Bane pointless in the second half, and he had 17, in the first half. He had 17 in the second half. What happened? I think some of that is just communication and young players, but also whatever schemes that they have, other teams are making adjustments, and they're coming out in that second half and saying, all right, amateur hour's over, let's do what we need to do.
Yeah, I think it's not good at either end. The offense being so bad, that puts more pressure on the defense. Whose fault is it? What could be done about it? To me, it's just hard to tell. Maybe we'll ask Jerry Reynolds about that. Let's see. How about TC? It's time for Check It with TC. He's been hanging on Sactown Sports. TC, what are you doing?
Check.
What's up?
Hey, listen, so what's up? So, with the situation that's going on right now, sometimes in the world, right, we ask for things
that we ask for things, and when we receive them, we are shocked or we complain. Sometimes it happens like that. So you can't ask for a tank, and then when the team tanks, everybody wants to be mad. And it's seeming like it's a lot of the guys that were screaming, tank this, tank that, tank this. It's a lot of the fans. That's why I said I'm at a peace of mind at what's going on, because I've seen it already. And what I mean by period, one mistake, what I can say is, if the season was going to go this way anyway, bro, you should have took that Toronto deal or that Wizards deal. Everybody talking about, TC, you crazy. Oh, you crazy. Well, how crazy am I, bro? Because we were going to get a first-round pick in this stacked draft that everybody talk about, bro. Everybody talk about how stacked this draft is, but then nobody want to get another first-round pick. I would have took on that deal, dog. So we can't get on here complaining about the tank and what's going on and how people look when this is what everybody wanted at the end of the day. So we got to ride on it and see where we end up at the end of all this, bro. But that was a mistake, big dog, by not taking one of those deals, that Wizards deal or that Toronto deal, because at the end of the day, it's about getting a first-round pick. You can't overlook that. Sometimes we get caught up in what everybody else is saying, about the team, that we blind our vision, bro. I would have took that deal to get that pick. That's all I got.
All right, thanks, TC. I don't know for a fact. Maybe you have better intel than we do. I don't know for a fact that it was a first-round pick in this draft that was on the table. If it was, yeah, I'm kind of with you. I would have looked long and hard at that, but I don't know for a fact that was available.
In this draft?
Yeah.
I don't know that I ever saw the year.
Yeah.
I'd be highly surprised.
The Washington one apparently was not a very attractive pick at all.
Yeah.
And the Toronto one, I didn't hear. Again, maybe TC has, better sources even than the great Alan Stiles.
I don't know. 2026, I think a lot of people got that under lock and key.
Yeah.
But you never know.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Appreciate your patience. The conversation continues when we come back. Is this rock bottom for the Kings, or should we have expected this? Next on Sactown Sports.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mami, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
Planet Fitness has everything you need anytime the motivation hits, so you can give everything you've got. With most clubs open 24 hours, you've got access to our best-in-class equipment to tackle early morning reps, late-night miles, and every workout in between. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 27th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, a gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with zero taxes and zero penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Kings came out of the All-Star break and lost again last night. It weren't pretty, as you probably know, 131-94. The Orlando Magic, for the third time in their franchise history, set a franchise record for three-pointers in Sacramento. And it sounds like a lot of people, maybe they had been lulled into a false sense of this isn't so bad during the break, because a lot of people were stunned and shocked by 15 straight losses. And I get it. That's a big number, and it is officially the longest losing streak in the history of the franchise. I just feel, and I think you're with me, Alan, we probably should have seen this coming.
Yes.
But some people are saying this is rock bottom for the Kings.
Yeah, and when you lose, it's always tough to swallow that pill, especially when, I don't know, the first quarter was pretty competitive, but you kind of knew what was going to happen. I guess people have been low on the Magic. We've been kind of dogging the Magic. Everybody has. So maybe you thought, hey, this will at least be a close game. But I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. An L is an L and a W is a W. I don't really care if at this point in time I'm looking at specific players. But as a team, I don't care if the game was competitive or not. It would not have made me feel any better last night. Now, I know it's connected because if Maxime plays well, Nick plays well, maybe it is a closer game, but I really could care less at this point in time. If I'm on the tank train, I don't care if it's a close game or a blowout. Doesn't matter to me.
We just want to get through these games, get it over with. JR joining us in Sactown Sports. He said he was going to go to the game when we talked to him yesterday. Were you out there last night, JR?
The conspiracy thing.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, hey, now I'm on.
Yes.
DC has walk-up music. Can I get that walk-up music? He's got in the background. I like that. Hey, yeah, it was like conspiracy theory last night with the eyes taped open,
Yes.
like you hit it on the head.
Yeah.
It was. I was Mel Gibson right there. My highlight of the night was seeing J. Ross and being able to take the J. Ross route, which they don't have those guys guarded off at all. I just walked right up behind him with him and Henry. And I just tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, he's like, dude. I go, hey. Anyway, it is painful, and it's because they were like he just said, Alan, and for first quarter you're like, hey, this is kind of competitive, but you just knew it was going to switch. And this might not be rock bottom, but it's the dust, like where archaeologists start dusting off the bones of a dinosaur. It's freaking close. It is, and we've been, old guys like us, Whitey, we've been through some hard times when they first started. The old games at the old, Arco 1, which is now like the Secretary of State or something. They've turned it into a friggin' state building. That's how bad that arena was. And then that one game against the Lakers when they were down by like 38 in the first half.
40-4, I think it was, yeah.
40-4. It was literally like an 8th grade game where you had one guy that was 6 foot and the rest of the team couldn't rebound. It was horrific. Yeah. But that's Jerry Reynolds. He will be the one to tell you if this is rock bottom or not. He will be the man that has the knowledge of the history. I mean, he's had to go through some crap. So he's going to be able to give us a true answer of, have we really hit rock bottom? And I'm giving it 2 years. Or I'm going to put the team in a bus and move them somewhere myself, physically. See you guys. Bye.
Yeah, Jerry Reynolds comes up top of the hour.
Need it. Need it. Need to hear what Jerry thinks about this because, we were talking yesterday about Scott Perry and how he said, Dennis Schroeder, cornerstone. I mean, this is our guy. When Doug now is saying fans deserve better, I think it's so – I thought about this, Whitey, the idea of we want volunteers, not prison. It wasn't prisoners. What was it? Hostages. And listening to Doug say that, couldn't you say he's kind of a hostage of the situation right now?
I wouldn't. Maybe the situation. I was thinking about this. I wondered if he knew it was going to go this way, would he still take the job? I'd have to think he probably would because there's only so many jobs available, and he's still the head coach of the Kings. But you can see every time he comes out like he did last night, and sometimes he's able to find that zone of, this is just the way it is. But then after a game like last night, you can really hear the pain how hard it is for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we mentioned the fans and how they want to see something competitive, but they still want them to lose, and I don't personally care, I think that's a big difference for Doug. It's easy to get through this when it's a game like the Cavs, a game like the Clippers, and he can say, hey, no, there were a lot of good notes here, and we all kind of did our job. We still lost. But those games where that E word comes out, as one of the callers said, embarrassing, that's when Doug is thinking, man, this is rough. You can lose and not get embarrassed. And regardless,
he's a competitor. All these losses go on his record.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've always said. Now, it might not change their decision going into next season, but they still count.
Right.
There's no asterisk that says they were tanking. Mm-hmm. You just see a really bad record that I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to overcome because you're stacking up a lot of L's.
Mm-hmm. Dwayne joining us, Sactown Sports. Hello, Dwayne. What's going on?
Yo, what's up with the homies?
What's up, Dwayne?
Hey, listen, man, I want to talk about Keegan Murray and a couple of these callers, man. These callers is making me crazy, man. So Keegan, for one, man, this dude's been acting like a weenie ever since he got paid and ever since he got married, bro. You know, ever since all that happened, bro, he's soft. He's a soft shell of himself. So it's just all bad this year for the Kings, and that's how you get a 15-game winning streak. Now, some of these callers, man, Jacob, man, that is not what happened, bro. We have not needed a hard reset for a long time. We were 1 or 2 moves away from going up the Western Conference when we had the Bean team, bro. It's the year that the Pelicans swept us.
Mm-hmm.
It gave us a good example of what we needed. It was right in front of their face. Remember that, Alan?
Yep.
They had the length and they had the athleticism,
yep.
And they swept us. The Pelicans swept us like 6-0,
yep.
And we should have taken that as a sign and saw the handwriting on the wall to go get what we needed. So we did not need a hard reset. It was a bunch of bad business that got the Kings here right now. And Trey, man, you know what I'm saying? You got some good stuff when you call, but but Scott Perry's getting over, man. He's getting over because of the situation. The first thing he did was bring in Schroeder and Westbrook, which tells me he was unaware of the Kings situation to begin with, bro. Because if he was aware of the situation, that would not have been his first move.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. That's why if he really did that because he thought this would fix the team, I'm with you. I have to believe he had other motives in mind. That's just what I choose to believe.
Yeah.
So I'm not disagreeing with you other than I don't think that's the way he looked at it. If he did, I agree with you.
My middle ground is that he felt as if Dennis Schroeder would be an easy contract to move or an easy-ish contract to move, but I also don't know if he understood how tough it was going to be to move the contracts that he currently had. I think he thought they'd at least be able to move a Malik Monk. If you were to tell Scott Perry, hey, Malik Monk is going to play however many games, first 20 games of the season, he's going to be shooting 42% from three, and he's going to look really good, and he's going to be pretty darn healthy, I think Scott Perry would say, well, we got to be able to at least move him. I think it could have been a combo situation where in 2 different deals, but maybe you're able to get off of Dennis Schroeder and Malik Monk in one trade sitting. So I agree with you that Dennis Schroeder, that deal did have ulterior motives, but I don't think that when he signed Dennis Schroeder, he thought that's going to be the only thing I move, and I'm going to have to attach Keon Ellis.
Yeah. I also think both things can be true. As Dwayne said, they were close a couple of years ago. They didn't do the right things, but I also think given that, now they should reset.
Right.
You remember what they did was, and this had a domino effect. They got swept by New Orleans, and what they do, they went out and got DeMar DeRozan, which wasn't a good fit. And then also, De'Aaron Fox says, we need wings. This isn't right. And then so it was the beginning of the end for him here,
right,
which led to the trade for Zach LaVine. So it was like,
and then it just
devastating impact on the team's short-term fortunes.
Yeah. You know, you ever play Street Fighter? Okay, and your Street Fighter, I used to always play with Chun-Li. Okay, so she would kick you really fast, bam, 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 bam. And I'd be playing whoever it is, my little sister, whoever it is, and you get hit a couple times, and you're thinking, I still have time to turn this around. That was the Kings when they didn't make a move, right?
Yeah.
After Beam Team.
Yeah.
They got hit a little bit, okay?
We'll keep HB around.
Yeah.
We'll get Sasha.
Exactly. All right.
We'll bring in Duarte.
I got hit a little bit. I can still make a comeback. Then they went and got DeMar after that season they missed. Bop, 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 bop. They got punched a couple more times. Whitey, now they're at about half health. Okay? Then last season, they get rid of De'Aaron and they fire Mike Brown and bring in Zach LaVine, and that was the combo. You got knocked out. Yeah. You got knocked out, and you had the birdies flying around your head. You got knocked the bleep out.
AC, what you got for us? Happy Friday.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
I want to give a shout-out to my friend Chris, who's taking care of his dad today, and I told him we'd be going on the radio, and my buddy Mo. So, but I wanted to point out that we have a interesting situation in our hands because we're in full tankathon mode, whether you agree or not. And the sad part is there's not a generational player out there in the draft.
Oh, I don't know.
We're going to end up. I'm telling you. Remember, was it 1989? We had the number one pick. The only time we had the number one pick, and it's freaking Purvis Ellison. I mean, that's the kind of King's luck. So that's the part I'm really concerned about. But I have a question real quick. If you guys think what your thoughts are about Doug Christie being continued on after this year, or are they gonna look the other way and say, hey, he was dealt a bad hand, we want to keep him? What's your thoughts on that?
First of all, thank you for calling. Thanks for hanging on, and shout out to Chris. A lot of people that do this for a living think there could be maybe some generational players in this draft.
Yes.
This is not the Purvis Ellison draft.
I think this is the
where it's
opposite.
Purvis or Stacey King,
right,
or Sean Elliott, or Danny Ferry. This is not that draft.
I think this is the opposite, where I'm worried because they're talking about there might be 5 generational players in this draft. Again, James Barlow, he said he would liken it to the 1996 draft.
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
Ray Allen. Kobe. That's a little later. Kobe. That's why you got to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not the problem with this draft. Now, we never know. But to be fair, a lot of these draft, assumptions have been pretty spot on. Everyone said 2024 was not going to be great, and it wasn't great. I mean, Alex Sarr, I guess, is going to be good. I don't know if he's ever going to be a multi-time All-Star. He might sneak one in.
He's a really good player.
Yeah, and he's probably the best player in that draft. He went number 2. Reece Sachet is right? That was the same draft they traded up for Rob Dillingham. He's already been traded. A lot of those guys have already been traded. Reed Shepherd looks good this season. So the more this thing grows, we were talking about new media, old media, the more this thing grows, there are a lot more, draft consultants, if you will, a lot of people really measuring this stuff right down to its core. And a lot of times they're pretty spot on, Whitey. Not perfect, but when somebody tells you this is going to be a good draft, I would say maybe they're doing too much if they say all 10 are going to be great, and that's been my fear, but about 5 of them probably going to do some good things for you.
Yeah, and I think the most encouraging thing is a lot of these guys who are projected to be good players, some of them are playing better than expected.
Yes.
So that's why right now some people are saying it might be 5 deep, 6 deep, because these guys are playing well.
Yeah.
They're responding to this pressure. By the way, I know we talk a lot about guys getting drafted. Maybe they won't go to the Kings. There was a fake report that came out this week, and it'll probably be a story here with some of these players wherever they're drafted. But we have Jerry on at 3, and we were just talking about the Kobe draft. Kobe was drafted, and then the Kings had the next pick, and they took Peja. And I think Kobe had said he didn't want to come here, and Jerry Reynolds told us on the show, me and Jay, he said, oh, if he's there, we're going to pick him.
Right.
Yeah.
They do not
care.
Yeah,
we were going to pick Kobe.
Right. And there's Kobe, and look, I don't know if this kid's going to be anything like Kobe, but we just saw it with Ace Bailey. He made a stink, and there's only so much you can do.
And Danny Ainge said, yeah, okay. You don't really have the choices you think you have.
Go back to school then.
We're not going to trade you.
Yeah.
As far as Doug goes, again, to me, if you were going to dismiss Doug after this year, then why did you hire him in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly, 15 straight losses, that's got to be on him. And in my opinion, it's not. You really can't judge how good a coach he is. You can't judge your young players yet. So I would bring him back next year, and I think they will.
I'll tell you this much. If they did move off of Doug, that honestly would give you the thought process that they are looking at a hybrid rebuild. Because you wouldn't bring in another coach just to lose more. Why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why would anybody sign up for that?
Right. Like Tom Thibodeau's not going to go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's tank for another year. So I'll tell you this much. You can look at what the Kings do. If they do move off of Doug, then maybe they are thinking this thing is going to be shorter than 3 to 5 years.
Jerry Reynolds joins us next on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes! There's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection. Plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need anytime the motivation hits, so you can give everything you've got. With most clubs open 24 hours, you've got access to our best-in-class equipment to tackle early morning reps, late-night miles, and every workout in between. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 27th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman. 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for Chrysler's President's Day sales event?
It's already starting to warm up, and that means we're going to go outside and enjoy all California has to offer. And there's no better way to do that than a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Right now, you can lease one for $399 a month for 39 months, which includes a $6,000 Hoblet discount.
Oh man, those Jeeps look so good, and they're so much fun.
It's true. There's nothing like a new Jeep Wrangler. But whatever you're looking for, you can find it at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter. With over 200 vehicles available and almost 70 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$6,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon after $6,000 Hoblet discount. $399 special lease with $39.95 due at signing plus tax, license fees, and dealer accessories. 7,500 miles per year, 30 cents per mile over for well-qualified buyers with 720 plus FICO. Must finance through Stellantis. 3 net savings. Sample VIN 205-698. See dealer for details.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Jared Reynolds is going to join us in just a moment. First, we do have breaking news for you.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
The Sacramento Kings forward DeAndre Hunter will undergo season-ending eye surgery, league sources tell Mark Stein and Chris Haynes.
For the iritis he had?
Yes.
The inflammation or the damage to the... Well, we have to find out more about his condition. But DeAndre Hunter, surgery on his eye.
Surgery on his eye. He went from almost ready to return to, I don't know, something went wrong. We just saw him to the naked eye, no pun intended, when he was getting interviewed, he looked better, much better, but something didn't look right or something didn't feel right. And not only did it not feel right to not come back, he's going under the knife too.
Yeah, well, let's see what all-time Kings icon Jerry Reynolds thinks of that. Coach, I don't know if you were looking forward to seeing DeAndre Hunter this year in a Kings uniform, but it looks like he's done.
Well, I was sort of looking forward to seeing how he and Keegan could play together, or if there was anything there. Now I won't have to worry about it, will I?
Well, no, we did get to see him a little bit, but how do you feel about whether this is rock bottom? I know you've seen the good, you've seen the bad, and it's 15 straight losses. There's no way around that. But we know the team has been in some ways trying to lose this year. To me, there have been worse times when the Kings were trying to win and they couldn't. In your mind, does this represent rock bottom for the Sacramento Kings?
Well, I was thinking about it. It's a good question. I will say, when you think in terms of the longest losing streak in the history of the franchise, we're talking Rochester, Cincinnati, Kansas City, and Sacramento, 77-plus years. I think you'd have to kind of factor in maybe the worst of times.
Jerry, did last night feel worse to you? I don't know. A lot of us are maybe numb to the losses, but it feels like there were some fans out there that were upset with how the Kings lost. Does it matter to you how the Kings lose at this point? Because I'm be honest, Jerry, loss is a loss to me, Jerry.
Well, it does bother me. I mean, I think there's a reason to lose, and the reason to lose that the other team's better, which clearly was the case. But were they that much better? And then I would take it a step further. Is the other thing is, you'd like to see the guys that you're pinning your hopes on in the future give you reason to think there is a future. And I thought our young guys, the Kings, were clearly outplayed by the young guys on the other team. So, and it's not like the Orlando Magic's putting a ring on their finger either.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry, Alan, but I think there's losing and there's ways to lose.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Can we say Maxime Reynaud? And I know the bar is low, but he was a bright spot last night for the Kings.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He was let me qualify, the bright spot. And I thought, to me, I think you really can see a player. In fact, I kind of wish they would run their offense through him more. I think he's really shown some ability to move the ball and find people, and would really take some of the pressure off the young guards who can't seem to find anybody. And, I think, I think there's real hope there. I mean, defensively, I kind of wish he'd understand he's got to get a little lower center of gravity and more strength in his legs to guard somebody. But, he's kind of occasionally he turns into a traffic cone, and he's got to stop that.
Jerry, you mentioned the guards, and, when Nick Clifford was drafted, at one point I remember having conversations, could he play the 3, the 4? He's a 2, okay, and he's 24 years old. How much does it matter to you, Jerry, Nick Clifford's age when it comes to how far along he should be and his ceiling? Do you look at him a little bit differently as a rookie because he did just turn 24 and maybe he should be further along?
Well, I think you have to. I mean, because he's played 5 years in college, and to me, I'm a little disappointed with him because there's nights when it looks like he's really a player, and then in 3 games in a row, then he's not a player, and you're really looking for consistency at some point. And that he just hasn't shown you that, and I agree with you there, Alan. I mean, he's a 2 guard now. Now we know what he is. I think he's given us enough evidence that there's a couple positions that he isn't.
Yeah, Jerry, to me, Devin Carter right now, I know we're all pulling for him. We're glad to see him get more minutes. But to me, it looks like a guy at an AAU tournament who knows there's a lot of recruiters there, and he's just trying to show what he can do. He doesn't seem to be playing point guard the way I think a point guard should be. He's almost overly aggressive, almost, if I'm going to be honest, almost selfish offensively. And I don't think he needs to play that way.
too. I mean, I like his toughness, his aggressiveness. You love his defensive effort and all that. But at some point, he's got to be able to get more done. If he's going to be a point guard, he's got to be able to make some assists.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is me just coming up with something new. But I like guards to be able to make shots from outside.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how Allen feels about that, but I've always thought that's a real strength.
I would agree with you, Jerry. That's normally pretty important. Speaking of outside shots, Keegan Murray made his return. They had him out there, with the young guys because, hey, why not at this point? What are you looking for from Keegan to end the year? About 25 games left. What are you hoping to see from Keegan Murray?
More than what we've seen. I mean, I wasn't too disappointed last night. I think coming off a long-term injury and all that, and after All-Star break, I thought you kind of got what you probably should have expected. But, we need Keegan these last 25 games. We need to see him average probably 18 points and 8 rebounds and the shooting percentages be in the 50-40 kind of range, I think. And he's going to play defense. But I mean, we've got to see more and more consistency. And I think that's definitely what we're entitled to see and we expect to see.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, as far as the draft, are you completely out now on Darren Peterson? Where are you with the consensus number 1 pick?
No, I'm not completely out, but I'm hanging around the edge of the door there, kind of peeking.
Yeah.
But he really needs, in my opinion, these last, say, 10 games in the tournament, however long they last, he needs to be a 32, 34-minute guy and play both ends, and maybe equally important, if he's going to be a lead guard, he's going to be able to make some assists. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've never seen a guy as gifted as he is get so few assists.
Jerry, when it comes to the vets, I know a lot of people were upset about the amount of minutes they were playing early in the season, but DeMar, 19 minutes last night, Russell Westbrook, 17. Is this just a bizarre situation? Can you recall either when you were coaching or just around the league, anything like this where these two guys, obviously the buyout conversation is done. Jerry, they're just kind of there. They're watered down versions of themselves. Isn't it just weird?
Yes, it is. And that sums it up, Alan. I'll be honest. I've only been around basketball for about 60 years, and this would be a first. Yeah. I mean, this is the weirdest I've seen, to be honest with you, because really, I think at the start of the year, I think they really felt, that the team ended with 40 wins, and that with the adjustments with Schroeder and adding Westbrook and the draft at this team, and then plus they signed, McDermott, for goodness sakes. So I think that was clear that they felt this team had a chance to make a push, not just in the play-in, but up. And of course, that was clearly proven wrong right away. And the roster just wasn't a fit in any way, shape, or form. And I think took not only front office by surprise, fans by surprise, and Coach Christie by surprise. I think everybody kind of expected way more early, and then it's a matter of, oops, what do we do now?
Mm-hmm. Coach, before we let you go, some people are asking about, you mentioned Coach Christie, and to me, you just can't tell what kind of coach he is with this situation. You haven't been an NBA coach, and I know you think highly of Doug Christie as a person and as a coach. Is there any way you could even evaluate him as a coach this year, as chaotic as it's been?
Well, I mean, I guess you could. I don't know. I mean, I really do think if you could get Pat Riley at 40 years old, if he took this team, they'd probably not have 14 wins. Mm-hmm. So if that's, that's what we're talking about. It's a players' league, and this roster, a lot of us questioned it at the start, and I think the moves may be in the right, in the right frame of mind, thinking that it was going to work, but it really only made it worse. And the coach, the old saying, you can't make chicken salad out of you know what.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it is. So yeah, I think with Coach Christie, I'm biased. I'll say that, but this is a situation that there's things that maybe I or you or any would have done maybe a little different. Maybe went with the young guys a little earlier, but even that's not going to produce more wins or better looking team. And so it's one of those things now where we clearly see that he's in my mind, he's doing what you can do. He's keeping his veterans there and using them a lot less. And the young guys are getting plenty of minutes. And the truth is they're not really exactly showing you why they should get more.
Mm-hmm. We'll let you go on this one, Coach. Did you, as a coach, ever have to make chicken salad out of you know what?
About every year, yeah. And once, if I ever made chicken salad, they traded it.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. All right. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Jay's got his throwback question for you today. Yeah, I forgot, Jay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's all right. The disrespect is real. It's okay.
Yeah, I just remember. Yeah, what do we got? Yeah.
Hey, we're on our ABA hype right now, Legend. I was looking at falling down the rabbit hole and looking at some of the names, and I came across Louis Dampier, guard, Kentucky Colonels. And, I tried to late 60s, early 70s, way before my time, even before Whitey Gleason's time. Can you just share some love on Louis Dampier and the type of player that he was?
Boy, he could really shoot the ball back. And he was a great three-point shooter before there were very, very many of them, in the old NBA and everything. And, the guy could really play, played on a NCAA finals team with Kentucky Wildcats, Pat Riley on that team. And, but of course, the old Kentucky Colonels, that's where he had his best years. But, really would be one of those guys that would truly fit today's game better. He's kind of like a Reed Shepherd of today. Reed's kind of finding his way in Houston, and Louis was that way, at a quicker rate. So, a little quicker, a little faster, a little more athletic than people thought. And he had that quick 3-point delivery. I was trying to think of a guy that in today's game that shoots a lot like him. Actually, Klay Thompson comes to mind. Just a quick catch and release. Didn't really have to do much off the dribble.
Mm-hmm.
Just catch it and shoot it in your face,
Let it fly.
And so, Louis Dampier. Yeah, he graduated Southport High School in 1963.
Nice. How about that? Well, listen, I know you got a lot of media responsibilities today. Thanks for fitting us in. We appreciate it. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Well, always enjoy talking to you guys, and especially Jay. And don't you guys disrespect him anymore.
You're right. Yeah, never happen again. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
We talk about players now, and this guy needs to be tough. There needs to be some dog in him. And going back to those days of the ABA and even in the NBA, late 60s and 70s, there were fights all the time. Mm-hmm. You had to be tough because fights would break out all the time back then.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't just talking about it. They were about it back then.
Right. Yeah. We appreciate Jerry's time. So, we did have the breaking news that we shared just before we brought him on. How about that, Alan? DeAndre Hunter, the third King this week to have season-ending surgery.
Yes, from Chris Haynes, Sacramento Kings forward DeAndre Hunter will undergo season-ending eye surgery. League sources tell Steinline and Chris Haynes. I also have this. This is from our guy Brendan Nunez, who was in the building on Wednesday. So this is a conversation that DeAndre was having with Brendan, with the media, on guys going down. DeAndre Hunter said, definitely don't want to hear that guys are out for the year, but opportunity-wise, it's always great. Just looking forward to ending the year strong. It's on Wednesday, okay? On his eye. It's not all the way there yet, but it's definitely a lot better than it was. I'm able to actually play and train and stuff like that. So it's progressing really well. Brandon asked him jokingly about an eye patch, and DeAndre said, everyone keeps talking about goggles, so I might invest in some goggles. I don't know. And the next thing you know, his season is done. So, on his eye, it's not all the way there yet, but it's definitely a lot better than it was. I'm able to actually play and train and stuff like that, so it's progressing really well. The number one question I have, Whitey, is did he get poked again? Is that possible? I don't know. I think that would come out. He re-aggravated it in some way because that doesn't really match up, right?
It doesn't seem to. Obviously, he's not obligated to share with us the details of his condition. You know, it could easily be something medically where they say, you know, we have been looking at this, or we took a second look, or we decided this was the safest thing. We just don't know. I know it looks on the surface. We're so concerned here, and we've been talking so much about your favorite topic, tanking. You can't help as a fan but go, oh, well, they're worried that the commissioner is going to crack down on their tanking. They're finding surefire ways to tank.
Yeah, I mean, and look, and I don't mess with, you know, going under the knife in any way,
right,
or laser.
Absolutely.
It's not a game, but
absolutely
necks and eyes, it just trips me out, Whitey. I'll be honest with you. But here's what I want to say, not to get too far in the weeds, but a lot of times, and I'm going back and forth with Brendan right now on it, but a lot of times the team will kind of tell media members who's going to be available, right? So if they thought that there was any way
I know.
that DeAndre Hunter, this could happen, why make him available?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
I agree. I understand what you're saying.
Unless he had a setback. So the setback makes the most sense to me because as of right now, it's not really matching up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. And again, we may never find out because it's technically, when it comes down to it, it's none of our business. But as a fan, you'd like to know, how is he having surgery when we just a couple days ago we thought, all right, he's ready to go.
Yeah,
he's back.
That was part of the, I guess, news dump, if you will.
He sounded like he was good to go.
Right, and he said, I'm going to get a bunch of playing time now. So we're never going to see DeAndre Hunter. Okay, it's fair. We're not going to see the starting lineup we wanted to see. We're never going to see Domantas Sabonis and Keegan Murray. Well, at least we'll get to see DeAndre Hunter and Keegan. No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
did he play what? 2 games here? What did he play?
There's no way. If anything, he got to 3 or 2.5.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So meanwhile, don't make me say it, Keon Ellis dunking on head tops. It's just bad timing. It really is.
Uh-huh.
And not just bad timing from that perspective to have some fun with it, but also the idea of your plan, Whitey, Mr. Let's go ahead and flip him in the summer. He ain't flipping anywhere, Whitey. He better get a nice condo out there in East Sac because he is locked up.
I don't know, Ellen, and expiring with his track record.
Let it go, Whitey.
True firsts.
They won't even give you a free agent, undrafted free agent.
No, he's gonna have to get in camp next year, and then by the deadline, we just need him to be ready to be moved, packaged up, and sent somewhere that he would probably prefer to be. We just need that by next year's trade deadline.
Yeah. So I don't know. Getting some information here. People are definitely doing the Rock eyebrow. Availability, and now he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there was something with the workout.
You know, there was a situation last night. Washington, did they beat Indiana? Anyway, there's a couple of Washington starters that sat in the fourth quarter.
Yes, I saw that.
But one of them got injured in the game, and the other one, I think, was on a minutes restriction.
Mm-hmm.
But, everybody's looking at it now, and everybody in Utah is looking at that and pointing, going, hey, they can't get away with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now everyone
just say, no, this was legit.
Yeah. Now all we got to wait for is our texter to say, now everybody's snitching like Allen in the fish.
Yep.
That's what I know. You're ready to text in 209. Mm-hmm. You always do, but all joking aside, we wish the best for DeAndre Hunter, and this thing. It's one thing. No disrespect about Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine. We know what they are, but to lose Keon Ellis, such a fan favorite, and you don't even get to see DeAndre Hunter, that's tougher than watching the Kings get their butts whooped by somebody in the league. That's the worst part of this. There's literally nothing to take away from this season. Now, Dylan Cardwell is out for a month. There's literally nothing to take away from this season besides Maxime Reynaud.
Iritis does not require surgery in most cases, as it is typically treated with medications to reduce inflammation and relieve symptoms. Treatment options include steroid eye drops, other anti-inflammatory medications. Surgery may be necessary in severe cases or if complications arise. So hopefully there are no complications, but it is a little bit of a head scratcher just because a couple days ago, as you said, as you pointed out, as all Kings fans know, looked like he was good to go.
See,
Even he sounded like, he felt like he was good to go.
Now I got to put on my Inspector Gadget hat. I thought I was going to have a nice, easy weekend, but I got to do some digging here, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
You know me. I got to do some Law and Order. I got to do some investigating to figure out what happened here.
Yeah, because iritis, and maybe there's more going on, that's an inflammation in the colored part of the eye. That's not like detached retina or something.
No.
So.
Yeah, very interesting. But again, all surgeries and laser procedures, look, they're all big deals. But if you're doing something for your eye, it's more about what happened, because I don't doubt it. I don't think a lot of people enjoy the idea.
I don't want anybody messing with my eye.
Yeah, I don't want anybody getting in there. So if somebody's getting in there, you must really need someone to get in there. So I'm going to run with my own theory right now that maybe there was some type of, bad setback based on what you just read. Must have been a bad setback.
Mm-hmm. And let's hope not. What a week it's been for the Kings. Have they hit rock bottom? And by the way, Jerry Reynolds says, this might be it.
Yep.
I'm stunned.
Yeah, I know you are. You thought Jerry was going to be on your side.
I talked to him a little bit today, so I kind of had an inkling that he might be leaning that way, but woo.
The numbers don't lie. It's historically bad.
Yeah, but it's also about the intent,
But they're also getting their butts kicked. They're getting their doors blown off.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Darren Peterson's going to fix all that, right? Darren Peterson will fix all of that. Tell you what, NBA scouts are saying about Darren Peterson and what his own coach said about him today, about how he can turn all this around. It's coming up with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices. As a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyer's Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options. Heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Join Sactown Sports Downtown before every Kings game and pick up an InShape Fitness Kings Rally Towel while supplies last. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
Well, hello, Larry. You talk to people all day for a living. But all those easy answers you are giving, are you really living your life that way? Portland is a long way from LA.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Thank you, Jay. There you go. Hello, Larry.
Never heard this song in my life. Who was this about? Just a random Larry?
It was a TV show. McLean Stevenson was the actor. I didn't remember the show. I don't know if I ever saw it, but he was a radio talk show host. Larry that's why it talks about, you talk for a living, the calls are coming in. It's perfect for you.
Hello, Larry.
And the song is, so the show was called Hello, Larry?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was called that, I guess, because he'd take calls.
Right.
Hello, Larry. Yeah.
Hello, Larry.
Yeah.
I need a watch.
I don't know about that.
Is it in black and white?
No. It was on 1979, 1980.
Okay. Yeah,
that crossovers with different strokes. You know that,
yeah,
don't you?
Well, yes. Okay. The song sounded in color. Did not sound black and white, but I just had to check.
Hello, Larry.
I like that.
Hello, Larry.
We might need to sample that, Jay. I'm going to get in GarageBand. I'm going to whip something up, man.
On the text line here, Kings should just give every single player season-ending surgery. Oh, come on. You can't kid about that stuff. You can't joke about surgery.
No, you can't. But
Come on, Alan.
Like I said, I got some texts out right now, just trying to figure out, does anybody know what happened? And if I hear back, either way, we'll probably know more on Monday.
Yeah, on your guy Keon Ellis, and you're trumpeting Keon Ellis today. Keon Ellis is an average ass rotation guy. Talk about overhyped.
Sure, at least he's playing.
Isn't that what you used to say about him until they got rid of him, and now you're like, oh, he's great?
I thought Kings fans definitely had purple lenses on when it came to Keon. He's definitely flawed, but I would have moved on from him for some picks and or a young player, moving off of him from DeAndre Hunter. That doesn't mean that I think Keon is the next, Alex Caruso, but I think a lot of teams can use his services.
What do you think of this from the 916? The only players I would keep are Max and Monk and Precious. Everyone else, gone. In caps.
Precious is confusing the heck out of me. I know that they've had some injuries, but again, if you're putting, American dollars on the Kings at this point, I'm praying for you, because one day Precious plays 10 minutes, the next day he's starting. It's very confusing. And again, Whitey, very similar. Now, Precious is just doing it in a less obvious way, but at this point, he's just putting stuff on tape too.
Yeah.
He's not doing it the same way Devin Carter's doing it, because Devin Carter's handling the basketball, but Precious is just putting stuff on his tape at this point.
He's, I think, a known commodity, and he's a good player. I think the circumstances helped to boost some of his numbers a little bit. He's playing well. He's done a really good job. Last night, he had 10 rebounds. He had 14 points. He had 4 steals. But I think he's pretty much a known commodity in the NBA, and he's going to be a pro for a while, and he definitely is helping this team, but the object of this team isn't to win more games, so I don't know where he would fit in their long-term plans. But he's done a good good job with the opportunity this year's presented for him.
Yeah, and it's about
hostage or volunteer. I don't know going forward.
I think he was definitely a volunteer because there was nobody else
short-term,
to go.
definitely. Yeah, short-term, yeah.
Yeah, moving forward, I think he definitely wants to be in a different situation. He'd rather be, I don't know, the ninth guy on a team that's at least competitive than the seventh guy on a team that is probably going to be tanking again, and it's just a matter of what his market looks like. When you say he's a known commodity, the first place that my head goes is, well, are you saying that what he did this season doesn't matter, or could he change some minds and teams, obviously the other 29 teams that were not interested in him this season, has he changed anybody's mind after this season, shooting more threes, things like that? And I guess that remains to be seen.
Yeah, he'll get a little more attention,
Yeah.
But you still know what he can give you, and I think he's just shown this year. No, you can rely on me. I'm good,
right?
At those things.
Well, I think the fear is now
coming off the bench. I think a good team.
Yeah, I think the fear is now that the Kings are so bad. Will everything get thrown? We're just calling it the Eric Paschall bucket.
No, I know what you mean. It
Yeah.
skews everything.
Yeah,
or can. Yes.
So is a team going to look and say, "Wow, look at Precious did," and then a GM is going to look at it again and squint and say, "Well, that was on the Kings and they stink."
Right.
So what?
That's
are we
why
supposed
the
to do
difference from Precious to Paschall is Paschall had never done it before. He was a rookie.
Right.
At least Precious is like, oh, he's got a resume.
Yes.
It's not all league or anything, but he's shown he belongs in the league.
But at the same time, having elevated numbers this season probably isn't doing what you would think, because everyone is
right.
There's a Sacramento tax in a different way. Well,
no, I agree.
He's on a bad team.
I don't think it's like, oh no, he's what Miami thought he'd be when they picked him 20th or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Darren Peterson's going to change everything, right? When he comes here.
Bill Self is starting the separation sensation.
What did Bill Self say today?
Bill Self.
A lot of people think this is like a negative comment. I think it's on the money, and I think he is laying the groundwork for Darren Peterson to figure this all out, turn it all around.
Big 12 tournament, March Madness, and then nobody's talking about it. And that's the honest truth. If he plays the whole time, Big 12 tournament and March Madness, it will go away. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially what Bill Self has said. He says on Darren Peterson, he hasn't finished games. The bottom line is there is a way to change the narrative. Play, finish. That's the way to get people to quit talking.
Yeah.
But isn't he also admitting that some of this stuff is kind of foo-foo?
Yes.
Him
he's
saying
also
that out loud?
He's also, as a coach who wants to win more games, he's trying to get Darren Peterson to play more games.
Right. But if this was legit, and we've talked to a couple different draft people, and no, he's really been injured, I don't think Bill Self says this.
Maybe. Sean Farnham?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think he's an East Bay guy.
Shout out.
Yeah, and he's been on the show before, and I think because of his current duties, he probably couldn't come on the station. But I know he was saying on ESPN that, I'm hearing from scouts, there are some doubts here. But this was a quote from a scout today in The Athletic, an anonymous scout. I haven't heard from anyone I've talked to like, wow, he's going to be pick number 10 now. When finally on the clock, I don't think a couple of missed games because of hamstring issues or whatever are going to convince someone that it's not worth it to draft Darren Peterson. That's an anonymous scout. But Bill Self's on the money. If he can just finish games. It was such a bad look that he makes a shot, turns around and go, Coach, I got to get out. Such a bad look for him.
Now I know why that name sounds familiar. Sean Farnham grew up in Clayton, which is right down the street from Concord. He went to De La Salle.
Okay. Oh, De La Salle.
Yeah,
okay,
he played at De La Salle, and then he played at UCLA.
Yeah, I know he played at UCLA.
Okay, so,
I thought he was from your area.
That's right. Yeah. He's from the 925.
Yeah.
So shout out Sean Farnham. I knew that. I knew that.
He's a really good college basketball analyst.
I'll make some calls.
But I don't think he's on Twitter. At least he wasn't. He didn't used to be.
Maybe he's on Blue Sky.
Well, this was but this was before Blue Sky, and he wasn't on.
Maybe he's on Red Floor.
Maybe.
I'll make some calls.
I've never heard of that.
I just made that up. Right
oh, okay.
I just made that up.
Oh, instead of Blue Sky.
That's right. I'm going to call the dean.
Larry. No wonder you're a radio star.
I'm going to call the dean right now. I'm going to call the dean, and I'm going to find a way to get connected with Sean.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They might not pick up.
Yeah. Even Jerry Reynolds is a little concerned about Darren Peterson.
This is the separation now. And now Darren Peterson is, I don't know what they expected, to be honest with you. Would this have gone away if it wasn't for not gone away, but it's leading national shows like First Take and The Herd and all that. If it wasn't for the point to Bill Self, if there was no point and Bill Self, let's say, knew for whatever reason, and Bill Self just took him out, would it have been as big of a deal as the video? We always know this, whether, there are good things that happen on video or bad things that happen on video.
True.
It changes the outlook of it. If he doesn't point to Bill Self and he just got subbed out, would we have been reacting this way? I think that point might sound silly, but I think it does matter.
But it had all the elements of a story that the morning TV shows would run with, because slow week, right? We've had that. And also you've got a player who's very talented, and some people are questioning how much he wants to play, and that's the type of thing that, especially old hands get like, what?
Oh, they're gonna eat that up.
Yeah,
you let Mad Dog.
Yeah, exactly. You let
Mad Dog see that video. They got content for 2 months.
Why is he playing? He's got to be out there playing. He's a basketball player. You got to play.
I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't take him at all.
Exactly.
He should go undrafted.
Yeah.
Never a slow week here. Drive guys, though.
Right.
Ever. Mm-hmm. We always got something.
I know somebody was saying, one of the scouts, might have been the same scout in the story I read, said one of the things that could work against Aaron Peterson in terms of where he's drafted is there are so many other outstanding prospects.
Right.
On the other hand, even though there are so many outstanding prospects, he's still, by and large, considered the first pick. Which tells you how good he is.
Yes. Yeah. And when we had James Barlow on, I purposely asked him, what would you do with Cooper Flagg? That conversation. He still said Cooper would go number 1. So I'm just using that as a reference for where these guys are going to fall. And we don't even know what Cooper Flagg is going to be. But if Darren Peterson is still in the conversation for number 1 after all of this right now, not to say after he turns it around and starts playing, but the fact that a lot of people are still saying I would still take him number 1, that lets you know clearly with people that really do this drafting for a living, they're seeing a pretty big difference between him and the other guys.
Some thoughts here in the YouTube chat on Precious. Jason Siebenthal, pardon me, Jason. Precious coming back next year. I don't see 29 other teams take him. Ben to the Young says Precious is a rental.
All you need is one.
Kings won't extend Precious. He'll get moved like Keon Ellis.
I don't know about moved, because I don't think we would be looking at him as a sweetener. I think the bigger question for Precious would be, where does he fit? Because a tanking team doesn't need him, unless you're the Kings and you're very confused. And so it becomes a contender. Is there a contender out there? I thought in the possible Jonathan Kuminga deal, you didn't think you were going to get away from me, for too long without saying Jonathan Kuminga. And now I can say it because it's over. That's how the rules work.
It's never over.
No, you're right about that.
It is.
You are right about that. But I had thrown out he could have been a sweetener for the Warriors, because the Warriors don't really have a player like that. So I would disagree with Jason. I do think that there are a couple teams that need somebody like him. Yabusele, after what he did with France, he was with the Sixers and then with the Knicks, and for some reason Mike Brown just wasn't a fan. But I do think they needed a type of player like that. I think Precious probably would get minutes on the Knicks.
I know at some point today, Alan is going to tell us why he's tired of all the talk about how to fix the lottery and how to fix tanking. So when we come back, I got to make sure I get it in. I'll tell you how to fix it. I got to get it in before he goes off on it. We'll do that when we come back to Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Cloud cover will start decreasing tonight with patchy areas of frost developing. Temperatures dropping off into the mid to low 30s by Saturday morning. We will see more sunshine, though, Saturday afternoon. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, you can drive a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport and enjoy a tradition begun with the first Accord in 1976. Ask about the least you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Go Inc.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection. Plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Alan, what are we going to do about tanking? Oh, my goodness. It's ruining not just basketball, but life as we know it.
Is it really?
It's awful.
Is it
We
really?
need to do something now. Thank goodness the commissioner, Adam Silver, is addressing this.
And addressing it.
Yeah.
And addressing it again. And addressing it again.
Uh-huh.
It's very clear. We get it. It's a problem. This is your thing. We understand now.
Two things that I think are really bad about tanking. They truly are. I'm with you. You get kind of tired of it, so that's why I'm going to solve it here like that, and we're done with it. It's something that we've talked about before. One thing, as we discussed earlier, when you have so many teams tanking, and in the NBA right now, it's about a third of the league, that affects not just games where those teams play each other, but then when you've got some of your good teams playing meaningful games, potentially in races for postseason spots, the games are less meaningful if it's the Lakers battling for the 4 seed against the Wizards, who aren't trying. So it infects the whole league, and that's a problem because I think the bigger overall underlying problem for the NBA is that the regular season becomes increasingly meaningless. Mm-hmm. That's why they have the in-season tournament, because they're trying to make in-season games more meaningful. That's one of the reasons they push back against load management, because players are like, it's a November game against Utah. I'm going to sit it out because it's meaningless. And that's bad for the league when the regular season games are meaningless, because those are the ones you're selling to your fans and to the TV networks. So I think that's the real problem for the NBA. Underneath it all is like tanking is another reflection of how the regular season for so many teams it just doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, and that is the problem with the viewership aspect too, because even when doesn't matter if you pretty it up with Carmelo Anthony and Vince Carter, and they're doing a great job.
Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash.
Right.
It's like, I can't even see all the people that are sitting there. There's too many people.
No, and then you have Taylor Rooks, who's the mediator. Then somebody pops up on a screen. Yeah. Right. And they're like, let's bring in so-and-so on the screen.
And halftime's only, about 12 minutes?
There's a lot to
each of them might get to say one thing?
Yeah. It doesn't matter how good those setups are and where you throw, what is it, NBA Tonight or whatever it is with Chuck and the crew. It doesn't matter because the regular season, if you're in a position where you're getting ready to watch tonight, Friday night is normally a good basketball night, and the premier game is missing at least one of the stars, you're turned off. Mm-hmm. Especially like I said, Friday night, you have a younger demographic. I think it's different in baseball, and football's a different beast. But in baseball, we know the demographic. It's starting to get younger, but it is a bit older. So Friday nights, they're sitting down, they're hanging out, they're doing their thing. Basketball is a younger demo. So I'm not necessarily saying that somebody's going to choose between going out and watching the game, but they're playing video games. There's a lot of different things. And if they go check, okay, what's on Prime or whatever it is, ESPN, and Anthony Edwards isn't playing, it's just, and even if Wemby is, all right, I'm going to do something else. There's too much going on right now.
Yeah, but to your point about the NFL, one of the things that makes it a different beast, there are many, but one of them is when it comes to the regular season, you only have 17 games. Eventually be 18. Used to be 12 or 14.
Yeah.
Every one of those games does matter.
Exactly.
Especially if the team's any good. I know that if it's the Jets against the Cardinals in late November, it's kind of a snoozer, but even then, it's one of only 17 games for those teams. Baseball's got 162, but with baseball, I don't know how they pull it off. They have more playoff spots, but also there's something about being outdoors and the pace of baseball, and people tolerate it because it's like, it's the 4th of July, we're at the baseball game. But with the NBA, and it seems to be trending more and more towards the realization or the feeling that these games just don't matter.
No, they don't. They don't. And I think with Major League Baseball, there's so many historical rivalries, even if they're not that big. I'm not saying only Red Sox and Yankees and Dodgers, Giants. The other thing is they have series. So I think you look at their kind of viewership and their attendance, and it's, you're going to get different waves of it because the Red Sox are here for 3 days or the Dodgers are here for 3 days. So you have different opportunities to catch it. Do you want to do a day game or a night game? With basketball, it's okay. There's this random game in January.
Right. Yeah.
I can go if I want. They hike up the prices because now they have to. So now it's a snowball effect, and now I don't want to go. And then you find out that Steph ain't playing. So now you're ticked off, whether you're watching it or thinking of attending. So it's a much worse situation, I think, for basketball because they are more star dependent. I think the Major League Baseball is more brand dependent, and the NFL is just, like you said, that urgency, you can't replicate that anywhere. But basketball is very star dependent. So if you don't have stars playing, that's a problem.
I think one of the things that insulates baseball from that, too, is the pitcher. And I know you and Jay are hitters. You don't like pitchers.
No.
But pitchers, other than those that may be involved with gamblers, they typically are not tanking. They're out there for their numbers, their next job, and they're gonna give you their best. They're trying to pitch well.
Right.
Regardless of the circumstances. Even if their team's way out of it, that doesn't matter. It's like, I'm pitching for my job next year or an increase or whatever. So you're going to get effort. But in basketball, teams, now the way it's set up, there's just too many games where for the players you can tell, they know. They're smart. It's like, this game isn't that important. And tanking just exacerbates that. So to get rid of tanking, you got to do one of two things, Alan. You got to either get rid of the draft, which I think we all agree you can't do that, or you got to go back to, as I said, I think it was last week, the wheel. The draft wheel is the way to go.
You love this wheel.
It's if you're going to change it, it's the way to go. If you have teams benefit from losing, there will be tanking, period. And you can flatten the odds and rearrange things. Or the other thing is now people say, well, you have to win games to get the top pick. Well, that's so stupid because the bad teams are the ones that are supposed to get the top pick.
Right.
So then you're at cross purposes. So with the wheel, it was created by a guy with the Celtics named Mike Zarin. and it's a rotation, a semi-random rotation every year. Who's picking where? It's all predetermined. For example, you would get a top 6 pick every 5 years. You'd get at least one top 12 pick in every 4-year span, and teams would rotate. So every 30 years, a team would get the first pick. And that way, just think of it. If a team's playing late in the year and maybe they're not that great, maybe they can't get in the playoffs or something, but they still want to win, don't they?
Right.
Yeah. So it's going to make the regular season matter a little more because losing doesn't increase your chances of getting the better pick.
Yeah. At some point, you just have to figure it out on your own. You're not getting any help, or the help you're getting, it's already timed out for you.
You know how we all point out that, boy, you don't want to be in the middle.
Yeah.
Teams are realizing that. So the middle class in the NBA, the Kings were there for a few years. Even they're scrambling out of that. You've got teams that are good and you got teams that are bad.
Right. Yeah. Do you think – I saw this yesterday as well, and I think your wheel proposition – look, I'm good with it, okay? As long as it stops people from throwing out other ideas, I'm good with it. I did see something yesterday, Whitey, and this is where everything started, the flattening of the odds, and you've been on this from Jump Street. The flattening of the odds actually did more harm than good.
Yes.
But as somebody said, you could just revert back to what it was. Do you think because of optics that is not an option for the NBA, even if it would make more sense? Hey, you really got to stink, right? And a lot of teams would maybe choose the play-in world versus just really, really taking the way they are now because of the flattened odds. Do you think that could help? And do you think that's just not a possibility because optics-wise, we can't go back, we would still have teams tanking? Because the reality is what they're going to try to do now and these rules are going to try to implement, it's the same thing with the salary cap. These people are geniuses. They're going to find ways to skirt the rules. So unless you do get rid of the draft or just say, hey, we're going back to how it was, or it's a hybrid, right?
It sounds like they're open to everything right now. It sounds like the commissioner's open to going back or changing things or going forward. So I don't know. Based on what he's saying, I'm not sure they're that worried about optics. Maybe they should be, but I think they're desperate to really try to fix this.
Yeah, and somebody said if you had a beverage every time Alan said hybrid rebuild, you wouldn't make it through a show. They said that today. I didn't even say that until now.
You just said it.
Right, I just said it till now, so, sip, sip. But as far as the hybrid aspect is concerned, maybe you would go back to how things were with those new rules. Because as long as you have those flattened odds, that's going to convince people. If you had those new rules or the former odds of the lottery, but then you implement, and by the way, you can't get a top 4 consecutive years, and you figure it out that way, maybe that's a chance too. I don't see them abolishing the draft, at least not within at least the next 5 to 10 years.
Real quick, I think we can all agree on this. Whatever the NBA does, it has to be understandable. It has to be simple. John Hollinger shared something today on The Athletic that is some formula based on somebody in Europe, and I'll just read you a little bit of it here. It doesn't make sense. Every team gets lottery points, P, based on how many games it wins, W, minus a quadratic penalty for its ordinal rank among the 30 teams, R. Those lottery points then get summed up across all teams and converted into percentages for the draft lottery. If, say, the Wizards have 30 lottery points and the league's bottom 4 teams as a whole have 300, their odds are 10%. No, whatever that is,
yeah.
We can't go there.
I can't. That is what got me kicked out of algebra. I can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, there's actually a formula. P equals W minus K, R minus C squared. If it's anything like that, we can't do it. Whatever
this is
it is.
The type of stuff I'm talking about.
Yes, thank you.
Come on now. P's and Q's and come on now.
Yeah, when we come back, how many wins does the top pick get you in his rookie year? We'll crunch those numbers. We'll tell you why Russell Westbrook, the unfortunate reason he's in the news today, when we come back to Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sactown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger, Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
Right now at Elk Grove Honda, you can lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sports Sedan for only $39.99 down, including first payment due at lease inception, excluding tax and license. 35 monthly payments of $299 plus tax, license, and zero security deposit on approved credit. Mileage in excess of 10,000 per year at 20 cents per mile. It really is the least you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or on the web at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Economic data has been coming in that is somewhat encouraging. The U.S. Consumer Price Index showed inflation slowed to about 2.4% in January, easing more than economists expected and suggesting price pressures continue to cool. That's welcome news for households and markets alike. Even better, the January jobs report delivered a solid surprise. Employers added around 130,000 new jobs, and the unemployment rate ticked down to roughly 4.3%, a sign the labor market remains resilient. This mix, slowing inflation without falling off a cliff in hiring, is just the kind investors hope for when the economy is transitioning towards a soft landing. Markets have responded with relief, and many analysts see this as a signal that the Federal Reserve may be able to ease policy later this year if the trends continue. For long-term investors, that combination can support continued confidence in equities and income strategies, especially in sectors tied to consumer demand and corporate earnings. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot make your email response time faster. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you find space for your 3 desk drinks. Why do you have 3? And while we can't help you find the perfect volume for your presentation video, LinkedIn can help you find the perfect audience for your business. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
At InShape, we have a place for every kind of mover. The Sometimer, the early riser, the after-work grinder, the yogi, lifter, bodybuilder, walker, runner, swimmer, spinner, stretcher, rower, climber, jumper, dancer, boxer, sauna seeker, recoverer. Basically, if you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong at InShape. So whether it's your first time or your first time in a while, start the year strong and join today at InShape.com. Find a location nearest to you.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Tribe Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
I guess I stand corrected. I know a lot of people have been ranting and raving today because the Kings have lost 15 straight. My feeling is we saw this coming because they're tanking this year. So people that have said, this is rock bottom for the Kings, I scoffed at that.
Mm-hmm.
To me, any self-respecting Kings fan, longtime Kings fan knows that, there have been much tougher times than this. Or so I thought. As Alan knows, as Jay knows, as you know, if you were listening when we had Jerry Reynolds on, Jerry Reynolds, the great Jerry Reynolds, who's been here through all of it, says, 15 straight losses, this might be it. He might be looking at rock bottom. So, if Jerry says that, I got nothing.
Yeah, and I don't know that Jerry, with his background, is able to separate as much as you kind of have. Well, they were trying, or they weren't trying. The Jerrys of the world, the Rick Barrys of the world. Are you telling me that is a franchise worse? Like, if it's a franchise worse, then what are we talking about? Mm-hmm. Right? Because they're not actually. The spirit of it is, yes, they're trying to lose, but they're not out there trying to lose. They're not throwing the game. So they're still getting their butts kicked just straight up. Mm-hmm. Regardless of the setup, you still lost 15 straight. That's bad.
Yeah. So what do the Kings get for that? Do they end up with the top pick in the draft? Mathematically unlikely. But we'll just do a little exercise here in just a moment. We'll look at how much teams improve the year after they get the top pick. Mm-hmm. All right? So okay. I got a little, we'll see how you do if you can figure out how things went here in just a moment. Before we get to that, this is a story in The Athletic today. Nina Westbrook, Russell Westbrook's wife, she has shared an email she got which wished her and Russ to, quote, die in a car crash, end quote, after he scored 5 points last night. This is maybe you saw it on an Instagram story today, included a screenshot of the email. Nina Westbrook says she thinks this is related to gambling culture. We don't know that for a fact, but it seems like, yes, that's almost certainly the case. And I can't read you the message that she received, but she says the negative effects of sports betting brings out the worst in people, SMH. So she says we get this type of thing.
Yeah, very, very bad. I have no clue, but kind of feels like I want to believe this isn't a Kings fan because, these people, it's so broad where you're just looking through and seeing what lines look good, and you're not really paying attention to what's going on because, Whitey, to be fair, if you had been paying – the reason I don't think it's a Kings fan is because Kings fans kind of know what's been up, and they haven't really been playing a lot. So, that aside, obviously the human aspect of this is just despicable. It's ridiculous, and this stuff is going to continue to happen. I do wonder – obviously, she has said this happens all the time. So I do wonder, did she reach her breaking point and she just wanted people to see it? Because I can guarantee you this is not the first thing that she's received. And maybe she just needed people to be reminded of how ugly this thing can get.
She shared why she is sharing this. Unfortunately, she wrote, this is not an isolated incident. It's something my husband and I consider routine. With that said, I'm sharing this now because I'm growing increasingly concerned for athletes. I felt it important to highlight the effects that sports betting has on individuals, how it puts athletes and their families in potentially dangerous positions, end quote. And as the story points out, there have been college pro athletes who've spoken out publicly about receiving threats from people angry about losing bets, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. So this is something that's potentially very dangerous for players, and it seems like it's something that leagues, for the most part, are not that sympathetic towards. Like, it's terrible, but sorry, we're making a lot of money off this, basically.
Unfortunately, the same way we talked about how if another star tears their Achilles, or honestly a couple, that could be what really starts a conversation for changing the amount of games in a season. I do not, obviously, the hope is that this never happens. I also don't know if anything changes unless something actually goes down, because the league, and this is not me saying it, but the league could say, hey, I don't know, is it the same as what's the line between kind of cyberbullying and heckling, and you make all this money, it kind of comes with the territory. So hopefully nobody ever crosses that line, but I don't see the league. I mean, they're going to do their due diligence, try to, I guess, find that email and then ban that person from what? games.
Yeah,
I can't ban them from watching.
I don't know, but I know that for years and years and years and years and decades, gambling was considered something that was potentially ruinous for professional sports.
Mm-hmm.
And professional sports, that's why you had a commissioner. The first time baseball had a commissioner was because of the Black Sox scandal. Games were fixed in the World Series, and baseball realized, wow, this could ruin everything if people don't believe in our product, if we have no integrity. So for years and years and years, that pro sports made sure they were clear of no. That's why we can't have a team in Las Vegas.
Right.
I know that seems very quaint now, that notion, but as sports increasingly embraces gambling and obviously the money that it brings, I think in a lot of ways they're asking for trouble. And this is one of the ways that I think it's overlooked.
Yeah. And again, not to just gloss over it, because that's what a lot of people do. They say, well, you don't have to worry about money and you have the 1% of money, so get over it. Right. But I mean, when you have a family, it's not that simple. And you don't know who that person could be. Could that person be somebody that lives down the street from you? Could that person be going to the game and upset about it? So this thing, it's really ugly. I just know that it feels like not just the NBA, all these leagues are just too far in, and there's so much money involved that the only thing I could think of, Whitey, and this doesn't help, but because it's really just highlights specific players. The only thing I think they might even fathom doing would be at some point you got to get rid of the rotation players, because there's so much, and this is just the actual, I guess, gameplay of it, and it would be, hey, the only player props we're allowing are stars. Now, obviously, those stars would still be heckled or whatever, but it's all these little fringe things that people think that they're smarter than the game, and they just lose it.
Yeah.
They just absolutely tweak out.
Well, I mean, it would make things better, wouldn't it, if you got rid of prop bets entirely on individuals?
Well, of course. I'm just assuming that.
I don't think that's reasonable.
There's too many schmalins out there.
It's amazing to me how just much we accept things like what we just had in baseball and we had in the NBA. You know, you have players that clearly they're caught, convicted of tampering or fixing games, and we're like, just kind of rolls off our backs as fans.
What if there was a group of individuals, call it the Justice League of players, and not really couldn't be Steph and LeBron because they're about out of here, but the next group of that, right? Well, I don't know if Shohei can be a part of this or not, but
bad example.
Yeah, Aaron Judge, Shea, Anthony Edwards, right? Patrick Mahomes, and you say, hey guys, we're coming together, whatever group you want to call them, and you say, you got to do something about this. I don't know what it is, but you have to do something about this. And I'm not saying they would sacrifice their own cash and say we're going to boycott or whatever, but just something where they all come together and, you know, you try to convince your owners and you say, hey, we have to find some way to control this thing. I don't even know what that looks like, Whitey.
Well, we do have players coming together, but they're coming together to join Giannis in Kalshi, which
that's the problem.
The platform used primarily for traditional sports betting.
Yeah, because they want to get cashed out too.
Yeah.
You know, why try to fight the man when you can be the man?
Mm-hmm. So, that's obviously, just something to keep in mind. It's very unfortunate, and hopefully doesn't get any worse for some of these individuals who obviously, regardless of how you feel about any particular player or team or sports betting, nobody should be subjected to that routinely.
I hope it doesn't get any worse. I don't know that anything will happen if it doesn't get worse, because they'll just say, well, what do we want? What do you want us to do?
All right, Alan, we know that the Kings have a shot mathematically at the first pick in the draft, and that would catapult your hybrid rebuild, right?
Now we're talking.
Yeah. But how about realistically, if we go back to the 2020 draft, I'll give you the players. How many more games does a team win the year after getting the number one pick?
Okay.
Let me ask you this way. 2020, we had Ant. 2021 was Cade Cunningham. 2022 was Paolo. 2023 was Wemby. 2024 was Zachary Reese-Sachet. 2025 Cooper Flagg. Now, we don't know yet for sure how many more games Dallas is going to win. They probably aren't going to win as many, so we'll throw that one out. Which of those guys would you guess? And I'm not trying to, gotcha, stump you. which of those guys do you think, and it's not just the player, but which of those teams that drafted number one pick won the most games the year after picking one of those guys?
Well, I'm just going to do process of elimination. So we're not doing Cooper Flagg. It ain't Reese Ashe.
Right. Reese Ashe, by the way, and it's not all him. They actually were 4 games better after they picked him, but 36-40.
Well, that's not because of him.
Right.
It's definitely not Cade. I know that because they stunk.
Cade
right?
was they were +3, 20 wins to 23.
So that leaves Wemby, Ant, and who else?
Paulo.
Man, Paulo's a good one. I don't know how bad was obviously they were bad, you know what I'm saying? But the Timberwolves, you know what? Didn't the Timberwolves stink pretty bad that season? I'm just going to say the Timberwolves.
They went from 19 wins, they drafted Ant, and they went to 23 wins. So +4, which is pretty good.
So
Wemby, the Spurs won 22 games, drafted Wemby, and won 22 games.
Okay.
Yeah. So Paolo's the one where with the biggest increase. Again, it's not all him. They went from 22 wins, they draft him, they then won 34 games. So it's a +12. Yeah, but that's outside the norm.
Yeah.
My point is that you can get the first pick, and it ain't going to necessarily catapult you, +10, 20 wins.
No.
Like it used to be with a guy like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or even LeBron.
No, you're right. Also, none of those teams, and I'm not saying that the Kings are in a gap year, but none of those teams were in a gap year. And I would say you could make a rough argument that the Kings kind of had a gap year. Now, they weren't supposed to be very good. It's not like the Pacers. But with Sabonis barely playing and Keegan barely playing, you could argue that adding a first-round pick, the Kings are not a 12-win team.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were set at 36? Is that what it was back in the day at the beginning of the season? I think it was 36.
Somewhere around there. 35 and a half, something like that. Was that what it was, Jay? Do you remember the Kings over under?
It's 35.
35.
Yeah, so 35, then add Darren
34
Peterson.
and a half, 35.
Yeah.
There you go. So add Darren Peterson to what that was supposed to be, not this train wreck.
Yeah. And by the way, the outlier here is Dallas last year because they won 39 games. They get the first pick, but they're probably going to go backwards.
See, and
they're not going to win as many games.
How'd they pull that off? Don't get us started.
Yeah.
No, look over here to the tanking.
So even though there's a good chance that we may have a generational player in this draft, somebody called earlier, I forget, and said, this draft's like the Purvis Ellison draft. Probably is not. But the time has come and gone in the NBA where you can draft one guy and then, boom, we're instantly a contender.
Right. We're on our way up. Now, it'll be funny because a team like the Pacers, again, gap year type of team, they completely skew something like this because they were really bad coming off a year they went to the finals. If the Pacers get a top 3 pick and they add that to what they have now, they're going to destroy. It might not be the number 1 pick, but either way, they're going to destroy that plus minus because it's not exactly. This isn't really who they are.
So is that one of the anti-tanking rules that you like? One of them is if you go to the conference finals, you can't get a top 4 pick.
I personally like
That's one of the things the league apparently is looking at.
I like it because I can't remember who said it now. I think it might have been future friend of the show, Sam Quinn. And I believe it was him who said, out of all the teams that deserve a first round, the number 1 pick, I'd say it's the Pacers. Because people just choose who they feel bad for. And they like Tyrese Halliburton and his ridiculous outfits, right? And he loves WWE and all that. So, no, they got a raw deal, so they deserve the number 1 pick. What type of conversation is that? Right? Who says who deserves what? They just went to the finals. Tyrese is going to be back. He's a young stallion. And I don't think that they deserve. Now, I'll go back and forth to say that 4 is probably too much. I would say, even just top 3, I would feel more comfortable with. But they don't need a top 3 pick.
Speaking of the Pacers, aren't you, I could be wrong, I don't think I am, aren't you a Benedict Mathurin guy?
Well, I called him the Eastern Conference Jonathan.
See what he did last night?
Oh, yeah, 39 points.
For his new team, the Clips, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Funny enough, the Pacers traded him, okay? And someone said, what if the Pacers find themselves on the other side of a Tyrese Halliburton situation where they trade, or the Shea situation where they trade the young star guard and he ends up playing well for the Clippers. And I think it might have been Bill Simmons that said, man, the Clippers are going to be interesting, and the Cavs know this all too well. When Darius Garland comes back, well, I think that's what the Cavs thought about a lot these last couple of years with Darius Garland. So you're not wrong, Bill, but he has to come back.
I don't think there's been enough discussion around here on how these new crackdown rules potentially on tanking, we don't know what the NBA is going to do, but some of them really could represent a roadblock for the Kings rebuild. Because the Kings, if they are determined to go into a multi-year tank so they can get the best picks, and the league is looking at ways to keep teams from doing that,
right?
Obviously, there's nothing the league is going to do that's going to impact the Kings and where they pick this year.
Right.
But next year and the year after that, the timing is not great, potentially, because you've got your plan, and then all of a sudden, if the league comes in and goes, yeah, teams have been successful doing that, you can't do that anymore. That would be very unfortunate.
Can I go full tinfoil hat on this tinfoil Friday?
Please. That's not a thing, by the way. Tinfoil Friday is not a...
It could be. Just wait for the summer. Is there a world, when I bring up time and time again how nobody is discussing free agency and how big markets get this leg up on the competition in free agency, when I say, nobody is discussing this, right? Across the league, just nobody seems to care. Or it's not a big deal. It is what it is. It's good weather.
What
it's
is
Miami.
it that people aren't?
But just the fact that we're all bagging on the Jazz and the Kings for tanking. That's the only way they can get stars. They can't get big free agents.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But nobody is talking about that advantage.
The built-in advantage of the big market teams when it comes to free agents.
Nobody's talking about that. What if there's a reason nobody's talking about it? What if that reason is that Adam Silver is looking around and other people are looking around and they're saying, we can't really have an OKC good for the next 10 years. That's not really good for the league because you'd have to be a heck of a polarizing team to get random fans to follow OKC or to get to build and to buy into that brand. I know they had it rocking with KD and Russell Westbrook, but this team isn't really that from an excitement standpoint. They're good as heck, but from an excitement standpoint. And I wonder if they're not addressing anything. I know free agency, it's hard to put guardrails on that, but I also wonder, no, we're not going to do that because we kind of want the Lakers in the finals and we kind of want the Celtics in the finals. So we're not going to talk about that free agency because we don't want it to change. We don't need the Jazz in the finals.
Yeah, I might buy into that if, and I don't know what the numbers are, but if you could show me or if anybody could show me that OKC, as good as they are, they don't make as much money for the NBA as they should. I don't remember what the ratings were last year for the finals. I don't think they were great.
They must have been bad.
They must have been bad.
Not as bad as what Super Bowl was supposed to be without streaming.
Yeah.
But they were probably bad.
Yeah. If that's the case, okay, maybe you're right. Also, I think a real good test case will be what happens with Giannis. Is the league going to escort him or engineer him or steer him more accurately one way or the other?
They've been trying to get him out of Milwaukee for years.
But he's probably only want to go to a place that the league would want him to go to anyway.
You cannot have a finals. Speaking of Giannis, you can't have Bucks Suns. You cannot have that. That does no one any good.
They had that, and they had it in, August?
And it was not good from a ratings perspective. So I've been racking my brain over why isn't anyone talking about this? And you look at the four-letter network, and you look at all these platforms that are in cahoots with the NBA, they're not going to talk about this, not because they maybe don't think about it, but because they all know that the Lakers getting to the finals is a good thing. So there's never going to be any conversation about changing how that looks for them because at the end of the day, they want the big brands in there.
So you're saying that the NBA really wants to take away avenues for small market teams to get the best players? That it's in the league's best interest to prevent that.
I believe so. If you have, who's a team? Detroit right now, and they did it. If you have a battle, Whitey, can you imagine this? Adam Silver, he might lose it for the next 5 years, the same way Warriors, Cavs did battles. Now, LeBron is a different beast, but the next 5 years, Whitey, the Thunder and the Pistons just duking it out. Adam Silver would lose his mind. They can't have that. So it's bad enough that these teams will allow Wemby because, San Antonio, it's Wemby.
Sounds like you're in a roundabout way saying that you think the league engineered the Luka to the Lakers deal.
I think they did. I mean, Dallas isn't a tiny Dallas isn't a tiny market, and I don't know that they did. I'm a little tongue-in-cheek here. But I do know that it's better for Luka to be in L.A. than in Dallas. That's what I do know.
It's better for Luka and better for Commissioner Silver in the league.
I don't need you in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you come out to L.A.? Mm-hmm. And why don't you go talk about how great L.A. is? Can you do that for me? Now, we'll see. Now, Miami is an interesting one because, they don't really do anything. They're just there, and they always say, we can get free agents. I know they got Jimmy and others, but they're never really in the championship conversation. But I'm telling you, Whitey, they are all in cahoots.
Well, if what you say is true, what does that mean for Sacramento?
It means you're cooked. It means that what Adam Silver wants is a group of the small markets where everybody gets what they want, right? If you told ownership, hey, the reality is y'all are never going to be good enough to win the whole thing. You're just not going to have the capabilities to do that. But you're either going to lose in the first round or second round for the next 5 years because the guardrails from the draft, you're not going to be good enough to do that, and you're not going to get free agents, but you'll be good enough to get to the first round, second round. Everybody wins in that situation. The Kings win because they're in the playoffs, and that's sustainable success, you could argue, and the league wins because you don't have a small market good enough to get to the finals.
Alan, I remember when free agency first started in baseball, and a lot of people said, oh, this is going to ruin baseball. All the free agents are going to go to the best teams, and the bad teams will disappear. It didn't happen. And it hasn't happened in the NBA. Are you saying it's because the draft has been the impediment to that? Because let's face it, there have been free agents for years and years and years, and the Knicks still, I know they're okay now, but for years they were terrible.
Yeah.
So if it hasn't happened to this point, why would it happen now?
The Knicks, they're the anomaly, right? They had no business being that bad. I don't really know how they were able to pull that off. It's impressive because you saw, their brothers from down the street with the Nets. Every so odd years, the Nets get just a crop of a bunch of big names, and they take a swing at it, and then it doesn't work out. But those are still opportunities that small markets don't get.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't explain the Knicks. They just somehow just not able to get it done.
Or the New York Giants, right? Or the New York Jets.
Well, football's different.
Yeah.
Football's different.
Even the Mets for a long time.
Giants, they got Super Bowls. We can't put the New York Giants in there.
I'm talking about recent vintage, but you're right. You're right.
Yeah. They let Eli go a little too long.
Mm-hmm. So Kings fans are doomed is what you're saying. Kings and the Kings fans.
No, they're not doomed, but get ready to learn second round there, buddy. That's the best it's going to get. That's what Adam Silver wants.
Second round of the draft or second round of the playoffs?
No, second round of the playoffs. That's your ceiling. That's what he wants all these small market ceilings to be. Second round, maybe you can squeak into the conference final, be a little frisky.
Yeah, but
you're not winning it.
The heyday Kings were one of the most watched teams in the NBA.
Sure.
People love that team around the country.
I hear you. But there's always exceptions to the rule. That Kings team, if you bring in numbers, then Adam changes, right? I don't believe that this Oklahoma City team, they're not villains. Right? They're not polarizing. LeBron did that in Cleveland, so now Cleveland's a different beast. Nobody was really talking about the Warriors as a big market, quote unquote, until Steph did his thing. So things can change, right? Because now he would love to have the Warriors in the finals. So things can change, but it's not going to be because you've been set up for success. It's because the Kings, they got the first pick, and Darren Peterson was a superstar, and then they got the fifth pick, and they happened to hit on the fifth pick. And now Adam Silver is saying, well, there's nothing I can do. They followed the rules, and they got lucky.
Kind of sad what's happened to the Warriors, your Warriors, because it's like the bottom has fallen out. And last night, no Steph. I guess his MRI was clean, but they got Porzingis back, and people are going, yeah.
Well, they're still, their fans still holding on. And you know what? It's funny because it's in the Bay, because they're also probably Niner fans. Man, if this team gets healthy, okay.
Shot of Styles coming up.
We need it right now.
It's next on Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-230-2777.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Great questions today on the text line. Craig in Wisconsin. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Mr. Larry. What do you guys think about trying to get back into the first round? If this is such a loaded draft, would you recommend the Kings doing everything they can to jump into the early 20s, late teens to grab 2 first-rounders and the 31st pick? have 3 young guns for next year. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if maybe Keegan's a part of that plan in this offseason. Maybe. Craig in Wisconsin. Maybe.
Yeah, I will say this. The Kings aren't the only ones thinking to do that.
Right.
And I think more realistic, and we've talked about this for a while, when they initially had Keon, we thought maybe if the Thunder wanted somebody like Keon spot-up shooter because they'd been bricks all season, even though they're obviously the number 1 seed, we thought that maybe, that same pick that they gave up for Jared McCain, we thought maybe they'd be interested in Keon for that. So the conversation about 2 in the lottery, I just think it's going to cost too much personally.
Yeah.
But getting back into the first, I think you can do.
I think all the other teams also know how good this draft is. It's
That's
not
the
like
problem.
You're gonna watch this.
You're not sneaking up on anybody. That's why the lottery conversation to me is a little much. You're probably still going to pay a pretty penny, but I could see you getting in to the bottom of the first.
Mm-hmm. And you're already at the top of the second, so you're already kind of there.
Yeah.
Carl Thornton Jr., I think that the integrity of the game has been compromised because of the NBA's partnership with betting sites. The referees are wearing headsets during the games now. Who knows what the actual use case is for those? There is some big money on the line for all parties involved except the degenerates. It's funny he makes the point about the headset. The headsets are odd. Remember the point I was making earlier this week. People just don't trust the NBA.
Right.
And it's every little thing like that you're not entirely clear on is just more fuel for that suspicion.
Yeah. It's like when you get into and I did this a lot freshman year, you get into a lot of these conspiracy theories on YouTube, and then the video ends, and then there's 5 other videos, suggested videos. Next thing you know, it's 3 hours, and you're noticing every little thing, and I think that's where
maybe it is a tinfoil Friday.
I mean, it's turning into it. That's where everything is going right now for the NBA, and there's certain fans that could care less, but there's definitely some casual fans that are getting turned off by this.
And just one more here, Greg in Yuba City with a fascinating comment here on how to fix the tanking. I'm going to keep sharing it until Allen's head explodes. What about keep the same bottom 12? Then it's the most competitive point differential routine with the smallest point differential getting the first pick. Greg in Yuba City. That's it's fuel for thought, huh? I love all of these very elaborate ideas for fixing tanking. So I can't get enough of them, Alan.
So you would be the best team of the 12.
I don't have the slightest idea.
You would be the best team out of the 12 based on point differential.
I guess, but there's just so many of these theories flying all over, and I love every second of it.
It's time for a shot of Styles.
Uh-oh.
And we need this to stop, people. Everyone, not just Greg in Yuba City. We love you, Greg. But if it's a big name, Bomani Jones, Bill Simmons, our guy Keith Smith, whoever it is, I love you. But enough is enough. Whitey Gleason, enough is enough. We've
John
seen it
Hollinger
all.
has a great idea.
No, we've seen it all. This is the new thing. This is worse than the trade machine before the trade deadline. Everyone's got different trades. At least that's fun. I can't read another article. I can't listen to somebody else talking about it. I can't read another text about all these different options that obviously none of us have any thoughts on. I can't read another tweet. It's done. Can we just let it go? It's been a month of just, hey, here's how I'd fix the tanking. Hey, here's how I'd fix the tanking. Whitey, I did one about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah?
Every time no, it doesn't matter. I'm going to delete the tweet. I don't even care. I don't even remember what I said. It's just too much now. We've continued to just wear this thing down and wear this thing down. Well, here was how I would fix it. Here's how I would fix it. This is like when you had that dress. Is the dress blue or is it gold? It was fun at first, but ultimately, people are going to feel how they feel. None of us have any say on anything. They've already come out and said, essentially, some of the changes are going to make. So we're just shooting from the hip here with all these, I don't even think they're half-baked ideas. It's just too much.
Alan, I have to apologize to you. I'm not a good partner here because I lost focus and I didn't hear the end of what you were saying because I ran across something great here on the internet. ranking the NBA's 7 potential anti-tanking rule changes from least to most drastic. So it's a potential anti-tanking rule power ranking. I love it.
No.
I love it.
I just
number
tell
7,
us what
lottery
it is.
odds allocated based on 2-year records. That's a good. What's number 1? You're probably
I
wondering.
don't care.
Number 1 is
I'm really
flatten
not.
odds for all lottery teams.
They've
This
already.
is great.
How much flatter can it be? It's like a flat top. You threw an iron on it. Like when my dad used to iron his pants before the post office, before
Lottery
he went to work.
extended to include all play-in teams. Food for thought, certainly.
Who cares?
Food for thought.
I don't care. At this point, let's just get through the season and see what they tell us. I don't need any more theories. I don't need any more breakdowns. I don't need to see it. And if anybody's saying, well, Alan, then just don't look. I'm trying not to.
No, they're everywhere.
They're
I'm with
everywhere.
You can't avoid them.
And everybody thinks that they've cracked the code. No. You have to read mine. No. You have to read mine. It's like required reading at this point. Like when you're in grade school or high school. Hey, please read my anti-tanking.
How much of that do you think is if you're in the media, you're on a TV station or radio station, or you're a writer for a blog or a newspaper, and your editor, your producers are like, hey, need anti-tanking stuff today.
Yeah, hey.
That's what we need.
We need you to get it in. Hey, you see what's going on?
What do you got? Let's go.
Just throw your name in the hat here. And it gets to a point, man. And I would never, and this is just me, get off my lawn a little bit. But it's the same thing, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful here. But with all these people making content and things like that, the idea, and look, you got to start somewhere. Don't get me wrong. But I don't care about anybody's thoughts on this besides what comes out from Adam Silver. But nowadays, you got all these content creators, Whitey, and you got to change up how you do things, right? So right now, the hot thing on the street is I'm going to break down film. I'm going to break down film. And it's, Mr. Joe Schmo that, I don't know, maybe played in high school, maybe didn't. And he's spending his hard-earned time breaking down this film because we all need to know what this person thinks about this film. There's way too much content, period, okay?
And whether Alan Stiles saying this? Larry Stiles says there's too much content?
I'm part of it too. But if I start breaking down football film when I've never strapped up pads, you're going to say, what the hell are you doing? Okay? There's enough. And I understand everyone's trying to find their way in. So here's another open opportunity, Whitey. Oh, people are grinding film. There's a way in. And now it's, anti-taking laws. Maybe I'll go viral for mine. You're not. You know why? Because there's 8,000 a day. So go home, play catch with your kids. If you don't have kids, play catch with the dog. If you don't have a dog, then pet your cat, or maybe your cat actually plays fetch, unlike mine. I was lied to, but
Cats
it's
don't
enough.
Play fetch. Cats don't do that.
She'll run after it. She just doesn't bring it back.
How about this, Alan? Solution for the NBA to fix its tanking problem. Count wins. A lot of people are coming with that, which seems counterintuitive. I think, again, it's just fascinating food for thought.
No, it's not.
I think we as basketball fans are lucky to be alive in this era of tank solves. Fixes for tanking.
This 916 says, Alan, it's your freaking job to talk about this every day. It's not my job to talk about fixing tanking.
Yeah.
It's not. No, it's not.
That's what people count on you for.
No, it's not. And you know what? A couple weeks ago, I already said what my thought process was. We're here a month later with the same thing. Mm-hmm. Hey, you can do it this way. You can do it that way.
What we need from you is your idea to fix all of the fixes for tanking.
Oh,
yes.
This has gone too deep now.
One more step. People have their tanking fixes. You have the fix for the tanking fixes. Thank you.
Just throw it all. Just throw it all in a pile, okay? And I don't know if someone's gonna let AI do it, whatever it is. But I appreciate everyone taking the time. Mm-hmm. And again, this is not about anyone in particular. Mm-hmm. It's enough. We get it.
We're just getting started.
No. We get it.
That's going to be all off season.
And you know what the worst part is?
When they actually implement some of them, it's going to be a big story.
About fixing it.
Yeah.
Hey, how to fix The current anti-tank. It's never going to end.
Yeah.
This is the opposite of there's only so many keys on a piano.
Yes.
Because this thing is never going to end.
Right.
This is a nightmare.
To infinity and beyond, Alan.
This is a nightmare.
When we come back, more three-point magic from Orlando in Sacramento. How and why? What's going on next? Sactown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-444-2013. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-2013. That's 800-444-2013. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Economic data has been coming in that is somewhat encouraging. The U.S. Consumer Price Index showed inflation slowed to about 2.4% in January, easing more than economists expected and suggesting price pressures continue to cool. That's welcome news for households and markets alike. Even better, the January jobs report delivered a solid surprise. Employers added around 130,000 new jobs, and the unemployment rate ticked down to roughly 4.3%, a sign the labor market remains resilient. This mix, slowing inflation without falling off a cliff in hiring, is just the kind investors hope for when the economy is transitioning towards a soft landing. Markets have responded with relief, and many analysts see this as a signal that the Federal Reserve may be able to ease policy later this year if the trends continue. For long-term investors, that combination can support continued confidence in equities and income strategies, especially in sectors tied to consumer demand and corporate earnings. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com, driving business forward.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Sorry, I was just getting lost in video of the slam dunk contest from this date in 1993. Miami Heat rookie Harold Miner wins the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship in Salt Lake City. He beat Cedric Sabalas and Clarence Weatherspoon in the finals. David Benoit, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Tim Perry, and Kenny Smith were also in that. The Baby Jordan, Harold Miner. I remember him because shortly after that, like right after that, we got my wife picked out a dog at the pet shop. She just saw it. It's like, oh, it's a great dog. We get rescues, but she just saw this dog, some kind of husky mix, and she said, oh, we got to get that dog. She's still this day. That guy's still one of my wife's all-time favorite dogs. But we named him Miner for Harold Miner.
Ah.
And then like 2 days later, I took him to the vet. And they said, what's his name? I said, Miner. And I remember this woman at the vet said, no, you can't. You can't name him that. And then for some reason, it's like, yeah, you're right. So we changed his name to Orion. But for a brief period, the dog's name was Minor.
Okay. You were okay with change? It was still, or what's the cutoff on that?
I don't know. And it was a weird thing, but I guess I just was never completely sold on Minor. So when someone pushed back on it, I was like, yeah, you're right.
That's kind of crazy, though. I mean, I've never had a dog, but it feels like you got to have some stones to say that to somebody. People don't play about
think you're right.
Like, what if that was like an important name to you? She would be the doctor would be looking crazy, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's kind of bold.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't know. You say that to the wrong person.
Yeah. And then I believe he won 2 in a row. I think he won the next year as well.
I remember,
Maybe Jordan.
Like I said, you know, my parent, we just didn't grow up with pets besides my salamander. And
Sally? Alexander Salamander?
Yeah.
Or Sally?
No, just Sally, R.I.P. I found her or him, I'm not sure, in my friend's pool and probably had them for about a week. You know, I don't know if I fed them correctly. But so I don't know. There was no Google back then.
It was in the swimming pool?
Yeah, it was in the swimming pool. You know, and
it had expired in the pool?
No.
Oh.
No, that's where I found it.
Oh, okay.
And then we were then it was kicking. It was kicking it.
Yeah.
I brought it in, you know, had it in my little Tupperware, and I threw some grass in there. It was a nice oasis.
Tupperware?
I don't know.
How long did it last?
Not a week.
Wow.
In my mind, it was a magical week, though.
Right.
But I remember, because of all that, I don't know a lot of dog culture I don't get. And, dogs come up to you. What are you going to do? And this dog came up to me, and I said, hi, pup. And, we were walking past someone, and then the owner said, it's not a pup. And I said, oh, I thought it was a wolf. Sorry.
Yeah.
And just kept it pushing. So I don't know. Some people don't like when you call a dog a pup. I do not get the culture. So there's no way I'm saying
that's not the culture. There's
no way I'm saying
you have this way you don't always rub people the right way, obviously.
Because I said, hi, pup.
Yeah, someone said that to my dog. I
thought that was a thing.
I'd probably say, oh, he's pretty old.
But then I had to ask my dog friends, hey, was that okay or not? And they said, no, you can call a dog pup. Okay.
Yeah.
Not that person's.
Real quick, Isaiah Ryder won 1994. Harold Miner then won 95.
95. Okay, thank you.
That's why you have to change the name.
2 out of 3. His name's Ryder now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's bold. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing it. Why do we got some text coming through here? Okay, and 209, this is the text of the day. For me, okay, if they are so worried about tanking, then they can regulate on big market luxury tax as well. Will definitely even the playing field. That's what I'm talking about, 209. That's what I'm talking about. Another one here, different 209.
Wait, mister, I'm tired of all these fixes for tanking. You're reading
that's not
a
a tank fix.
Tank fixes?
That's different.
Okay.
And this one is not a tank fix. This one from 209 says, Alan's stance on tanking is rich, seeing how he spent 4 months talking about Jonathan Kuminga every day. Yeah, but that's entertainment. And that's about the future, 209. Not this gummed up, just recycled conversation. We gave fresh thoughts on Jonathan Kuminga for not 4 months, probably about 5 months straight, 209.
Really?
Fresh.
Do we know who that's from, that text?
No name, just says 209.
209. Text of the day, winner, not nominee, winner. Calling it right now.
I don't know.
It was your text of the day right there.
It's not bad. It's not bad. But you loved it, 209. Don't play.
I love the fact that they said that's rich coming from you because you don't hear that as much anymore.
That's rich? Yeah. All right, 209, I got you.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We got conversations to have.
Alan, is there any way you can explain this? Orlando Magic, team record, most threes in a game. Number one on their list, franchise record, 27 at Sacramento last night. 2, all-time Orlando team record, most threes in a game, 25 at Sacramento, January 3rd, 2024. 3rd, all-time Orlando Magic, most threes in a game, 23 at the time an NBA record, at Sacramento, January 13th, 2009. What the what?
Shooters Arena.
It's not even the same arena.
Yeah.
2009 was the old Arco. Like I said, I remember I was there that night. Everything they threw up was going in.
Maybe the Magic in another life were in Sacramento. I don't know. That's Freaky Friday.
That's very weird. I have to think a lot of it has to do, let's be honest, especially last night. The Kings are just a really, really poor defensive team. Now, the fact that Orlando's got all three of their top three-point games against Kings, that's a little unusual, unlikely. But this is a really bad team. And I know Orlando's not a good three-point shooting team, but last night against the Kings, they pretty much could get whatever they wanted.
Yeah. And I remember more specifically, a lot of people wanted that dude, Anthony Black. And everyone kind of waits and waits. And Whitey, to pull this back to the Keegan Murray thing, Keegan Murray set the bar so high for himself rookie year. I think it was kind of difficult for him to figure out where to go next. Normally, it's more of a gradual process because now, the same way we saw from Jalen Johnson and others, because Anthony Black, Whitey, you could not, I mean, they left him open for three, and he started 4 for 4 from three? Mm-hmm. He's taken a leap. So I don't know how that doesn't help explain this oddity with the shooting, but that dude's a baller.
Yeah, last night was an interesting Keegan game. I think you asked Jerry Reynolds about Keegan. He said he's just got to be better. I watched last night as much as I could, with all the 2K things they had going on and all that. It was driving me it was really, really hard to watch. This team's hard enough to watch as it is. I'm trying to do you a favor. Help me help you. Mm-hmm. But anyway, when the game was over, I thought, he wasn't great. I looked at the numbers. His first game, he's been injured for a while, 15 points, 6 of 13, 3 of 7 beyond the arc. He had 8 rebounds. Those are pretty good numbers, but watching the game, I just felt like he didn't really have any impact on the game.
It's his first game. I don't.
But that's kind of a Keegan game.
Yeah.
You're right, though. I know.
First game, with dudes he's never really played with, right? No Sabonis. DeMar barely played. He's barely played with Westbrook, period. So I don't know. I'm giving Keegan a huge pass on this game because we completely glossed over Dwayne saying Keegan got soft because he got married.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, D-Train. I don't know about that one, Dwayne.
6 of 13 for Keegan Murray last night, as I said. So a lot of this year is about him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he plays well enough to be thought of by other teams as an asset worth acquiring. I wouldn't be surprised if we're not talking about potential Keegan trades when this regular season ends. We'll see.
I think it's a huge commitment, though. I think that 5 years, I know it's not a crazy annual salary, relatively speaking, of course. But I don't know if somebody's going to get into the business of Keegan for 5 years based on what they've seen so far.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow night, the Kings taking on San Antonio. Somebody said, De'Aaron Fox is in town tomorrow night. Well, he's not in this town. I wouldn't head out there tomorrow because, they're not playing here.
No.
But you got Coach Brown last night. His Knicks lost to Detroit. Coach Brown and De'Aaron Fox. Alan, do they both have to win titles where they are now for their exodus out of Sacramento to have to be successful? Not this year necessarily. Mike Brown, I think if he doesn't win a championship there, I don't know if he can be considered a success in New York. De'Aaron Fox, if the Spurs don't end up winning it all here, I don't know. Will that be a failure? That's not fair at all. But is that where we are? Is that the way they're being viewed? Big picture?
There's two, different situations, but kind of the same idea. You have somebody that's supposed to be the next, I don't know about prodigy at this point. Now he's kind of coming into his own in Wemby. So I think if you don't get one with Wemby, that would not be looked at as a success. It's just because of how good Wemby is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mike Brown's interesting because it's really this year or bust.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jason Tatum, that brother might be ready this season, and then you're going to get Tyrese back, and they might get a top 3 pick. So along with the Pistons and teams that are just improving, the Pistons and the Raptors. So I think it's more dire for Mike Brown because if you don't win it this season, and I don't think anybody, that's what's so funny, Whitey. I really don't think it's about winning the finals, to be honest with you. I think you just have to get there. I think it's
for the Knicks.
I think it's a foregone conclusion, or at least it was, that without the Celtics full strength and the Pacers, the Knicks got to get there. Brunson is about to be 30. You have to get there, but I don't think anybody would have the Knicks picked to beat the Thunder. Maybe.
No,
I don't even know.
think so.
The Thunder, I don't know about the Nuggets.
I don't think it's fair at all, but I think that's how both of them are being viewed, especially, I agree with you, especially Coach Brown.
Yeah.
And ownership has even declared that.
But I would say...
They haven't won a championship since 1973.
Yeah.
And we're all about championships.
I think you got to get to the finals. I don't know if it's as much as you need the ring now, but you better get to the finals.
Mm-hmm. By the way, last night against the Knicks, Cade Cunningham made his MVP case, 42, 13, and 8, and the Pistons swept the Knicks.
Yeah, the 13 assists were crazy.
Yeah.
13 assists. I mean, we know he can do scoring the ball. He just looks so controlled. If I feel like scoring, I'll score. If I feel like passing, I'll pass.
Mm-hmm. When we come back, I think Emran Pilati may pop his head in here if he dares. And the worst thing about your team tanking, it's not the losing. Tell you what it is when we come back to Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers!
Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When the final buzzer sounds, the action keeps going with the Sactown Sports Live events calendar. March 15th, rock legends Jefferson Starship take the stage at Hard Rock Live Sacramento, bringing decades of classic hits and high-energy performance. Then, March 20th through the 22nd, Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live storms into the Cal Expo grandstands with massive trucks, big air, and edge-of-your-seat thrills the whole family will love. April 18th, international comedy star Russell Peters delivers a night of sharp, non-stop laughs at Thunder Valley. On May 1st, the iconic James Taylor performs live at Tahoe Blue Event Center for an evening of timeless songs and unforgettable moments. Friday, June 12th, country star Keith Urban brings his electrifying live show to the Nugget Event Center in Reno. And on August 16th, Dane Brown takes over Ironstone Amphitheater in Murphys for a summer night packed with chart-topping country hits, concerts, comedy, and can't miss live entertainment. Find your next big event now on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Emerin Pilates stopped in. Before we get to Emerin, he's getting set up here. I knew you would love this, Alan. It looks like Charles Barkley today on Inside the NBA. He has, believe it or not, he has some ideas on how to fix tanking. Would you like to hear the Chuckster's ideas?
Do I have a choice?
Yeah, I think we got it for you here. What do you got, Chuck?
The elephant in the room is this tanking situation we got going on in the NBA. You see what they're doing in Utah. You see what they're doing in D.C. Now you got the Mavs sort of tanking. I've always believed, first of all, tanking has always been part of the NBA. Let's get that out the way.
Sports.
It's sports. I agree with you, Kenny.
Sports.
We've got to come up with some type of solution because it's not fair to the game, first and foremost. It's not fair to your fan base. I've always suggested this rule. I don't think any NBA team should be able to raise their ticket prices if they're below 500. I've always said that.
There you go.
You cannot raise your ticket prices if your team is below 500. I think they should make that a rule in every sport, to be honest with you.
There you go,
That'd be
Alan.
interesting, Chuckster.
That'd be interesting, Chuckster. Yeah, how about that?
Very interesting.
That's the best one I've heard ever.
I asked you this, Whitey, during the break, though. Is it pretty bad where teams are, and I'm just saying from the Kings' perspective, you think they're going to raise prices next season?
I don't know. I don't know enough to address that one way or the other.
Well, I'm just saying in general, is that I don't know how much of a problem that is, because we'll go on, we'll look up the price of the Pelicans versus whoever, and it'll be $4.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how much of an issue it is.
Yeah. When's the last time Emerin Pilates was at a Kings game? When's the last time he sat in with us? Hello.
It's been a while.
How are you?
Congratulations, Alan, for this new venture on making the move. I used to listen to you midday, so
thank you.
It's good to
You ain't gotta lie to him, Emerin. You keep it a buck on the show.
We're on radio. They didn't have to see me with my face lying, but that was fine. Thank you, Jay, for outing me.
I know he did listen, because he would always say, "Why does he always say everybody's full name? Domantas Sabonis."
Yeah,
So I know he listened.
Thanks for outing me on that one.
That's right. Again, this is up. I'm showing that you did
When
listen.
is this segment over?
Yeah.
I'm going to get out of here.
Just started.
Yeah.
Just started.
No, I enjoy you guys. I think it's great. If you've ever listened to us on a Saturday, which I know you have little ones, so, but yeah, Whitey and I have been working together now for about a year.
Yeah.
Been a year. Feels like how long, though?
7.
Yeah.
Dog years of working together.
We're just getting started.
Yeah. A lot of fun. Okay, cool. So
big weekend for you.
Yeah. So if I'm not
sports
mistaken, I'm pointing at you, Alan. You are a baseball guy, correct?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
We have some baseball guys. So for those of you that don't know, we have the Sacramento Autograph Expo tomorrow. It's going from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. And I've brought autograph guests to come to the show. So they've already landed, a couple of them. We have Doc Gooden going to be here. He's already here. So he's getting picked up from the airport right now.
Really?
We have Scott Spezio, who we just talked to on the way here. He's at the hotel right now, kind of relaxing. He comes from the Chicago area. We have Kevin Mitchell, who's flying in tonight. So Kevin will be here tomorrow as well. And then we have Steve Sachs, who's a local guy. And then we also have Fat Lever. So we brought in one basketball dude. So I don't know if you and the family are available tomorrow, but we'd love to have you. I know Whitey's going to be working tomorrow. We got to record our show.
Yeah.
I just realized that. We have a show tomorrow at 10 a.m. and I'm going to be a little bit busy. So maybe we'll do something. We'll record something out.
We'll figure something out.
I know Jay's going to be there too because he's a big baseball guy. So any of those guys have any interest of you meeting and greeting with them?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Doc Gooden, that's probably the number one.
Yeah.
But I think it's great what you guys are doing. I guess my question is, was there ever, and I don't know how social media helped or hurt, but how I recall, and maybe I was just out of the loop, but how I recall is I was, in my, teens.
You're very young compared to me.
I was in my teens in the 08. So 08, I was 18 in 08. So around that time is when I was in school, and baseball cards and cards in general were pretty big. When I was a little bit younger, the Pokemon thing was pretty big as well. Then, I don't know, maybe I just got out the game because I was a little bit older, because it feels like there was a lull in cards, and then there was a pickup. But I don't know if that was just me.
I think it was a lull in life and in the industry and in financials and everything. I've been in real estate for 20 plus years, and that 07, 08 crash, I mean, that financially devastated everybody. So no matter what, when you think of a hobby, sports cards, etc., that is just expendable income in a lot of cases.
Right.
So that wasn't being spent at the time. Now it's such a big business. I mean, the two of us have our show that we do on Saturdays here on 1140, and it is booming. Huge numbers. In fact, you see money coming in from people like Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. He bought $13 million card. You've got, they're investing. You've got corporate money coming into this industry. You've got Fanatics is one of the biggest companies in the world who now generate and create cards for us. You have some of these brand deals like Tom Brady creating his own card shops, stuff like that. I mean, it's bigger than ever before. There's more money in the game than ever before. And I think what people are realizing is that we can buy a stock like Apple or Amazon, and it's kind of cool. But it doesn't score 40 points on a Tuesday night.
Right.
And Luka can. So why don't I collect that version of a stock, which is a card?
Right.
And so what you experienced in 08 as a young one, there's a lot of people coming back into this game in their 30s and 40s. And now they have expendable income too, right? So I'm 48. In 1989, I was 12 years old. Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card came out that year. It was $25. For a 12-year-old, $25 might as well have been $10,000.
Right.
Now I'm at a card shop and I got 40-year-olds going, I remember when I wanted that card. How much is it? $60. I'm in. And they're buying it and they're reminiscing and having a great time with it. So yeah, it's back.
And then we had the pandemic, and a lot of people sitting around at home looking for things to do got back involved with cards because, you're home, and that catapulted. The prices took off. But it's funny you mentioned Pokemon. Matt Strom is a Phillies pitcher, and he's a big card collector. And he says, I would recommend you collect Pokemon over baseball cards because he says Pokemon doesn't tear an Achilles. So,
That's true. That's true.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no scandals with Pokemon. With Charizard.
Yeah.
Right.
Jay, I was just going to interrupt you real quick. I'm sorry, Jay. I got breaking news because I got a discount code for our team.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Give it to him. Come on, man. You need the sounder.
Yes, I do.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Let me put on the genius glasses. What you don't know, Alan, is when I don't wear my glasses, I'm an idiot. And then it gets
He probably picked up on that. He just didn't want to say it.
He's like, this is the first time I've ever worked with you on air. You're an idiot. I put on the glasses. It just confirms.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was going to say was that we have a discount code. So tomorrow, the expo is held at the Roseville Fairgrounds called At the Grounds. And there is an admission fee for you to come in, and not for you listeners. So if you go to sacautographexpo.com, and go to put your admission ticket into your cart for you to purchase, enter promo code DRIVEGUYS, one word, DRIVEGUYS.
Wow.
And you will get a free ticket.
But
so let's see how many.
Right?
No, you're still paying.
Yeah.
In fact, you're double.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm not eligible for these discounts. But.
Yep. You've been at the last two, if I'm not mistaken, Whitey. Yeah, you were at the last two.
Yeah.
You interviewed Kevin Mitchell at that time. You interviewed. Yeah. Last year's was a little fun. You didn't know this, Ellen. We had who was it? Bill North. Is that
Right.
no? Is that who we brought in? I
Yes,
can't remember.
among
It was
other Bill North.
Bill North.
Yeah, yeah.
So Bill North shows up, former A's player in the 70s. Great guy. He comes in and he's wandering into the back room where we do the autograph signing in the back. And he's like, "Oh, my driver was late and he didn't know where he was going." Blah, blah, blah. Grumpy. So he sits there. We start working. And he's signing autographs. In comes a guy holding nachos. And he's eating the nachos. It's Dusty Baker. He's not supposed to be at the show.
Right.
That was the driver.
And he's sitting there and he goes, I go, "What are you doing here?" And he goes, "I'm his driver." And he goes, and Bill's like, "Yeah, I told you he doesn't know where he's going and he lives here." So that was a funny moment. But yeah, just having Dusty Baker sitting in the back room eating nachos when we didn't even expect him to be there. It was, anyways, promo code Drive Guys.
Drive Guys.
The show is from 10 to 5. We have 50 excellent dealers with different tables, all kinds of stuff from autograph items to cards to anything you can imagine. And then again, the 5 autograph guests. The autographs start from 11 a.m. all the way until 1 p.m. We'd love to have you all join us, and you can do it for free. Drive Guys on your promo code.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've been a long-time Kings fan. You've been going to games for a long time. One of the questions we had today.
I was at the very first Kings game in the history of Sacramento. I was
Really?
there with my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Wearing my baby blue jacket.
15 straight losses, an all-time franchise record. Is this rock bottom? I've been saying, nah. They've been through a lot worse than this because they're trying to lose now. But we had Jerry Reynolds on. Jerry said, 15 straight losses is 15 straight losses.
So
this is the worst.
Our buddy here that's in the room with us here is Jamie Bly, my buddy from Rochester, New York. He helps book a lot of our autograph guests, and he remembers. Obviously, it's the Rochester Royals at one time.
Yeah.
So it is the 100-year history that this is the worst, right?
Yes.
All the way back to Rochester, all the way back to Kansas City, all the way back to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's the worst ever.
Yes, 15 straight.
I could tell you that I was there, obviously, and watching during the Purvis Ellison year, and all the 4 first-round draft picks, Coswell and Mays and Bonner and Lionel Simmons that year. This is bleak, very bleak, and it's one thing to be competitive to lose. It's the 130 to 90 games that just crush your soul, and I think that's kind of where we're at right now. I mean,
131 to 94. Yeah.
But Maxime did do that one circus shot, right? So we're good, right? We're good.
He did.
He's a bright spot.
Yeah, bright spot.
I don't want to talk about the losing situation. I want to win. So, Emron, I need to know if I'm just getting into the game. I'm getting back in the game. I show up tomorrow. I say, baby, you watch the 2 kids. I got to make me some money.
Yes.
So what's the deal here? Anybody that's listening right now, I want to change my life.
Yes.
So I just walk into, I show up tomorrow,
Yes.
or I walk into a card spot. And
True
I'm just,
Sports Cards.
Yeah, my store,
I
True
walk
Sports
into
Cards.
True
Yep.
Sports Cards. I just crack open is it Topps? And I'm just looking for the golden ticket? Is this Willy Wonka? What am I looking for?
Do you see my
here?
face right now? I'm so happy. You don't know anything.
I don't know.
This is
anything.
awesome.
I got an Articuno and a Charizard at my mom's garage, and I looked it up, and ChatGPT told me they weren't worth anything. That's all I got. That's all I got. I got no actual cards. Okay, but I'm trying. I'm trying to make this money. I got 2 little ones. What is going to win me lifetime diapers?
How little is your little? I know you just had one recently.
I got one that's almost 3 next in April, and I got one that is about to be 6 months.
Okay, yes, I remember.
I need this. You don't understand,
Baby needs
man.
some diapers. Listen, I got a 3-year-old.
Okay, you do understand.
And my son's name is Beckett.
Okay.
Believe it or not. So just like the prize guide, and so. We feel each other when it comes to the needs for the diapers and everything, right? What do you start with? Well, first of all, you start with collecting what you love, because that's going to start that passion. So you're a baseball guy.
What he loves is money.
Yeah, I'm what did I tell you?
Which one's going to make me the most?
What's going to make me the
As if that
love is love. I get it, but I need to cash out.
I'll tell you what. Our producer on Saturdays is Anthony, right? Don't listen to Anthony with any of his advice. Let's just start with that. The guy,
that's my guy, though.
He can still be your guy. Just don't follow him in his advice. This guy was telling us that we should buy Jared Stidham.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's like, we should buy Stidham. I go, the guy that hasn't thrown a pass in 3 years?
Yeah.
The guy that's going to play in the snow and hasn't thrown a pass? You think that's the guy? Oh, yeah, man. It's a great investment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go so well.
No.
Right. And I said, I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about Drake May. So it's a lot of like, what's the word I'm looking for, Whitey? where you're just
hypotenuse.
It's far from the word I was looking for.
But is it that volatile?
Yes.
Like if you had gotten
Week to
Jared
week.
Stidham and he balled out that game, is your $5 card just turned into
20?
Really?
Yep. Easy. It went up from the time that Bo Nix broke his foot,
right,
to the time that Jared Stidham was announced a starter. He tripled in value, so it went from $1 to $5.
Yeah.
But then when they knew that Stidham was going to be starting, that $1 card turned into $10 card. The $20 cards turned into $50 cards before they even played.
Yeah. But what's the deal here? Because you talked about the disposable income. So yeah, when I was, before I had the kiddos, I had some disposable income a couple years back, right? We weren't, we had moved back home during the pandemic. So that's when I got into the Jordan game. Well, I got 2 more kids now. I'm out of the Jordan game, but I was in there for.
But you can be starting tomorrow at the expo.
I could be, but the whole thing is, if you really wanted to resell them, you obviously don't wear them.
Right.
Sometimes you don't even open the box. I've read stuff where it's no, don't tear, don't even open this.
Leave it alone.
So what do you do if Jared Stidham did have a great game? Let's say you believed in Anthony. Right. You go get that Jared Stidham card. Or do you have gloves on? Or
Can I try answering that?
Yeah,
because I
you are a card part.
I think this would appeal to you. Part of what you're doing is, one way you can play it is, you're looking at players whose values right now aren't that high, but you say, that guy's.
No, I like this.
Yeah, I knew you
That's
would.
Jarris Walker.
Yeah, yes.
That's
Jarris
right.
Walker. So
So
then you go and you get his rookie cards or his numbered cards, and then you just wait for them to blossom.
Okay.
And cha-ching.
You want to get somebody before they pop, right?
Yeah.
I like
you
this.
want to.
I thought you would.
And,
I
and
love
if you
this.
love baseball, and Jay could talk to this too, right?
Sell it, Alan.
Yeah.
Don't believe they're collectors.
This dude says, sleeve it and sell it. That's
But he
Jay's
doesn't
life.
have any to sell yet.
Yeah.
But
I'm telling him now. See, you guys are coming from the inside out. He's on the outside looking in.
Okay.
Jarris Walker card ain't never blowing up. So sell that right now. Get it out of there.
He's not lying.
Okay, but
it's
it
true.
was just an example.
Yeah.
I got a list of guys.
Imagine getting Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in 2020.
Right.
You'd be sitting on a fortune.
But how much?
Well, at the
5X,
time,
6X, 10X.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because think about it like this. And Whitey, you back me up on this. We were at the media table. This is last year.
Yeah.
And I think G-Man was there. And I said, look, who is more valuable? That conversation. I said I'd trade Denny Avdia.
Mm-hmm.
I would trade Keegan Murray for Denny Avdia.
You wouldn't right this moment.
I would.
Yes.
I said that last year. I got laughed out the table, Emron. So what if I had stood on business, bought the card?
I listened to your show yesterday. You talked about this. You said something about, it was either you or you, but I think it was Alan, that said, maybe he's a 1 or 2 time All-Star, maybe.
Right.
Was that you?
Yes.
Keegan.
Yes, exactly.
Like that's his cap.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't disagree. I couldn't agree with that more. I really believe that.
Right.
Alan, I'll tell you, I bought a pack of cards of 2020, 2021, whatever it was. 4 cards in it. One of them was Denny Avdia's rookie card. I sold it for $18.
No.
Right then. Yeah.
No.
I turned right around. I thought, this guy, I don't know.
No.
Was it worth down though?
Yeah.
50?
I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
What card was it?
It was
No, but
because
Jay, he just
I
getting
bought a
started,
pack
though.
for $2 something, and I sold it like instantly for about $18 or $19.
Wow,
And
y'all
a-
really
and-
out here flipping,
And a
Jay.
lot. Look, Jay, that thing will be in the right hand. He goes, "You want it? It's in the left hand. Out the door."
Yeah.
Jay takes things and sells
Keep
them
it
right
moving.
away.
Keep it
I
moving.
do not know
But
any
here's
of
the
this.
beautiful thing about baseball. So baseball really lives on the speculation of players. They love it. Collectors love and investors love the ability to go, Bryce Eldridge.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this guy, 6'7".
Alan works at the Rivercast game. He knows all the prospects.
Do you know?
before
Do you
anybody
know?
else.
Do you know Zach Beirudi?
Probably.
Okay, he's the play-by-play guy for the River Cats.
Okay.
Really
yeah,
good guy.
I'm
Really good guy.
normally I don't really get to see them because I'm
he's
doing
out on the field.
Oh,
yeah,
you're
we're
on-
doing the field.
oh, you're doing the selfies.
Yeah. No, I'm
we-
doing like the bubble bounce and you know what I mean.
Oh, you're doing
Make some
that.
noise. You know.
Is that you?
Yeah. So there
Okay.
should be a card for me. Now that I think about it.
There is a set called Allen and Ginter. Truly, it's
Okay.
truly called Allen and Ginter. I'm not just making that up. And they have celebrities and different personalities. It's Whitey's favorite product to buy. He buys tons of it.
Yeah.
He'll go. If you ever go to Barnes and Noble, the guy's in the window going, "Do you have any more Allen and Ginter blasters?"
Yep.
In fact, I've made fun of you over that.
Yes.
Because you're
But
constantly buying.
what are you doing with that?
Well, that's more fun because there's everything from Drewski to Mike Trout, but you might get autographs or you know.
But like Drewski, if you got Drewski early, is that Drewski card worth anything now?
No, well, I don't know, but if you get a Drewski autograph, or
Hey, you know who Drewski is? You really know who Drewski is?
Drewski's everywhere now.
Of course, come on now. How
It's-
dare you
it's
do?
Whitey Gleason.
Don't do that, man, like that. He's reinvented himself more than Snoop.
Yeah,
that is whack.
Yeah,
we have the sound drops of word and whack when it comes to Whitey.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is when you have prospecting, it goes a long way. You can have somebody, like for example, I was using the example of Bryce Eldridge. The guy had a really bad back end of the season when he got called up. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
But people are like, he's 6'7". The guy's like 21 years old. We're not going to give up on him yet. If it was the Kings or, some sort of people were shutting off Nick Clifford earlier this year when he was struggling. It's like, wait a minute, the guy's played 10 minutes a game. Just give him. It's different in baseball. They'll give them a long leash to be able to do that, which gives you the ability to take your time in selling it. So in baseball, it's a lot of the come up. They're willing to spend the money. And then when they finally go, dude, this guy, Marcelo Mayer's taking a long time to turn into somebody, then they give up. Lewis Robert.
Yeah,
they'll look at that guy and go, that's
I bought
4
a
years.
card at Emran's store a couple summers ago. It was this rookie card for a member of the Angels by the name of Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, my
Bought it for $50. I still have it. I'm doing okay with that. That's working out.
And you can check. You can check online. You can check online. See does the brand of card matter?
Yes.
Is Topps still the top?
There's Topps is like the classic one that everybody would collect.
Yeah.
But then it starts going up. We've got boxes. Alan,
There's different levels.
There's boxes. We've got a box of. What do you think? This should be fun. What do you think a box cost for? Let's say 24 packs of Topps. What do you think that box cost? What's your guess?
24 pack. A 24 pack.
Mm-hmm.
Or 24 packs.
Correct.
So each pack is
It's like 10 cards.
Right.
What do you think?
I have no
Take
clue.
a wild guess.
I don't know. 50?
$160.
Okay. But within that box.
Right. You get one autograph.
$160K.
Could be a mansion in there.
You get one autograph or one piece of a jersey or one of those. Now, that's the lowest end. That's the lowest end hobby. We've got packs with one pack, 7 cards, $800.
But you don't know what's in there.
Correct.
You're guaranteed certain
Some
things
sort
like
of
an
like
autograph
4 autographs or 2
but
autographs.
there's no
but you don't know who you're
going
going
to
to
get
get.
your $800 back.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. No, guys. All right. Let's moonwalk a little bit.
I'll give you one example. So we sold a box of 2025 National Treasures football 3 days ago. Okay?
High end.
$2,500 a box, 8 cards. Okay. A guy buys it. He pulls a Jackson Dart, 1 of 1, meaning there's only one in the world. That's the card, and it has the Nike swoosh on it. Okay. That card he flipped. He sold it immediately for a little under $7,000.
To you?
Not to me. I don't have that kind of money.
Well, that's a lie, but we're talking true things here.
So for every story like that, like poker, there's good beats and bad beats.
Right.
There's about 1 good beat to about 50 bad beats.
Wow.
Because that's how they make the money and average it out.
And if you're buying just a normal pack, right? And so the chances of you getting the Holy Grail in a normal pack are probably pretty low.
Pretty
But
low.
Should you be opening them with gloves on? I'm not even kidding.
Some people do.
I've never done that.
Some people
do.
Not even your Shohei?
No.
He bought it
But then you're
outside
gonna
of a
take
pack.
But then you're going to take it in?
That was separate. That was like
He bought it on his own.
Okay.
I want that.
So
card.
it was already sealed
And
up.
so if I were you, Alan, I would tell you stop opening packs unless you enjoy having it and just the thrill of it and reminding yourself when you're a kid and say, I really believe in Shohei Ohtani. I'm going to buy that card.
Yeah.
And just buy it directly.
So don't do packs.
Unless you love opening the packs.
Okay, so if I think...
And I don't think you...
Everybody has a vice, right? Whether
Yeah.
it's smoking or whether it's gambling or whatever their vice is.
Right.
A lot of people's vice is, I like to rip packs.
So it's not about packs. It's more about who you invested in. So
Correct.
you know my guy. Think about this dude.
Who's your guy?
Bo Davidson. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Bo Davidson. If I say, hey, give me my Bo Davidson.
He might not even have a card yet.
Right.
So
Well,
you
I was
might be
gonna
able to
say
get
Bo
on the
Davidson.
Who's Bo
ground
Davidson?
floor.
And I do this for a living. Who
He's
is it?
Giants guy. He's only in AA now.
Okay.
Okay. Or, Joe Suarez Gonzalez. These are guys' top
Yes.
prospects.
Yes.
but they haven't touched the big leagues yet.
Then he needs to buy Bowman.
Yeah.
Because these are guys that are 17, 18, 19 years old with their very first card ever.
They don't
you
even
would
have
love
rookie
that
cards
product.
yet. They're called first.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you some Bowman tomorrow, just so that way you open it. My treat. That way you can open it and be like,
Bowman.
Okay, of course you do.
I love some Bowman.
Didn't know anything about cards 15 minutes ago.
I've always loved Bowman. I've said that for a while.
As long as I can remember, I've loved Bowman.
Thank you.
Big Bowman guy.
Sometimes I call him Bowman.
Yeah.
I don't even call him Alan.
That's my nickname. Hello, Larry. I get this
I did
now.
get Larry yesterday. By the way, how are you timid about correcting somebody about your name? My name is Emran, spelled I-M-R-A-N. I've been called Engine, Elbow.
He went to a convention, and his name tag said Ermin.
Ermin.
Yeah.
Ermin.
I hear you.
Somebody called me Herman twice, and I was like, hey, let's stop real quick. My name is not Herman.
But
and I dropped kids off at school, too.
But mispronouncing is different that's a different name.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Your name is Alan. They called you Larry, and you let it slide.
It's Mr. Larry. It's Mr. Larry. Okay?
You got a lot of
Mr. Larry's my dad.
I pull a 10K. You can call me whatever you want. How about that?
That's right.
Just spell it right on my paycheck.
Just spell it right.
We have to take a quick timeout. You sticking around?
I'm sticking around.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
When we come back, more with Emran. Congrats to the NBA's comeback team of the year with Whitey and Bowman on Sactown Sports.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Bob Paul George went up and caught
The
the ball. Touchdown!
49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Dirk Fedorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Cloud cover will start decreasing tonight with patchy areas of frost developing. Temperatures dropping off into the mid to low 30s by Saturday morning. We will see more sunshine, though, Saturday afternoon. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, you can drive a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport and enjoy a tradition begun with the first Accord in 1976. Ask about the least you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till GoodRx wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I'd put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Emran Pilati is with us today. He's getting ready for the Sac Auto Expo this weekend in Roseville, and he's got a special deal for Drive Guys listeners, not for me, but for listeners.
Yours is worse. Yours is the reverse Kyle Draper discount. Kyle wants half of his discount. He wants to use his son, who works at my shop, his discount, and then he wants half of that.
Mm-hmm.
You are 2x whatever it is.
Because you got to make up for all the lost
for
money.
the loss for Kyle Draper. Right, exactly.
He did, my man.
Wemby cards are hot. About a year ago, they started going down in value because it was a year ago today. You guys remember that Victor Wembanyama got shut down with a blood clot. Mm-hmm. That was a year ago, and now look where they are. So the last year has been spectacular for them. They don't have an award for this, but the Spurs are the comeback team of the year, given where they were a year ago. Because remember, there's a lot of questions about how that happened. Is that going to happen again? And obviously, they're flying high right now.
Yeah, and I mean, on top of that, the De'Aaron piece, they ended up shutting him down because of his finger. And I think they only played together for a couple games, but people kind of overreacted to what that looked like. There was a whole thing. Then they extended De'Aaron, and a lot of Spurs fans thought, we don't need him. We're about to get Dylan Harper, and we got Castle, and everything seems to be working pretty well so far, especially when you have the number of the defending champs. It's one thing to have they always beat the Rockets. No, they kind of own the Thunder.
Yeah.
So that's a good spot to be in.
I think they beat him a couple of times within, like 3 times within just a week or two. We talk about it on our show. I believe that De'Aaron's going to be traded because at that price point, and you have Castle, who's just playing all-star level, and then you have Dylan Harper, who's dropping 15 to 20 points off the bench. Is it redundant? I mean, cost-wise, it makes sense to keep Harper and Castle on those fixed incomes, and then you got De'Aaron that's going to be pushing, 45 to 50?
Yeah.
Maybe down the road. They're not there yet, but I could see how they could be headed down that road. What is it going to cost, Alan, when he goes into True Sports Cards and he wants to get a Wemby rookie card?
If we have them. I mean, they truly sell fast. Wemby's just one of one, right? He's the what do they call him? Alien. They call him
Area
alien?
51.
Yeah. So he's just so unique and different, and the fact that the guy's doing step back threes, it's just we've never seen anything like this before. And there's transcendent players that really have never been have a comp before. So with that said, that transcends into 2 actual players on cards as well.
Yeah, about, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks ago, I was in your store, and they had a Wemby, and it was actually a Hoops, but it was a red, so it was a limited number, Wemby rookie. I think it was like around $250. It
was a haunted Hoops.
I was like, I would like to get that, but I always do this. I go in there, and then I think about it, and I go back, and it was gone. So
we in a museum.
I know.
We sell stuff there.
I know that.
I take Jay's motto to heart.
I know that.
You better sell it.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I blame me.
Although, you know what I cannot... Chicken. You know what I can't sell? A Jake Moody signed jersey. That's
a lie because you sold it.
I tried to sell it to you 4 times.
Yeah, but you sold it. See, I'm only taking a statement. Did you not sell it?
I mean, yeah, but the guy... I sold it for $13.
He tried to give it to Jay.
I tried to give it to Jay. Jay's like, I'm cool. I was like, free. Nah, I'm cool. Like, when you have a... Please take it for free. Nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
The value's not really there anymore.
Right. No. Right. With how legendary this NBA draft is supposed to be, help us out with the timing. Is there a bit of a spike when the draft happens? I guess these guys get in their unis, the cards come out. Do you see a spike, a couple weeks after the draft or a month after the draft?
It happens when the lottery happens. Because then what happens is if you have a clear-cut number one, like this past year, number one was Cooper. We knew it was Cooper, right?
Yeah. But sometimes they don't have cards out yet.
That's what I was
It doesn't matter. So what's going to happen is when the Mavericks somehow went from 11 to 1, and now the Great White Hope comes in, right? It's like we know Cooper Flag's going to be lined up with the Mavericks. There's no doubt about it. Now all of a sudden the hype comes. People are like, Dallas, and this is going to be incredible. So then when his first card pops, boom, everybody knows. He's on every cover of every box, and he's lived up to the hype, right? So it has a lot to do with who lands. When I say who, I mean the team who lands it. Imagine if, let's just say, it's not going to happen, but let's say New York, or I should use Boston because they actually have a chance. You said Boston. I meant Brooklyn. Does Brooklyn have a draft?
Yeah.
So let's say they get number 1. Okay, and then you have what? Darren Peterson and AJ.
Mhm.
Those are the two.
And yeah.
Right, those are the, and maybe you guys were arguing for Boozer potentially. I think
Alan loves him.
Yeah, I think you were on a Boozer fan. Why you?
No, that's Whitey.
Oh, you're being sarcastic.
That's Whitey.
Okay.
Maybe it is. At
any rate,
been a
so
long
what'll
week.
happen is when you have a big market team that has the first draft pick, now all of a sudden it's like, well, who are they going to pick? If it's going to be Darren Peterson in a big market, yeah, this guy, as soon as he gets his cards out, boom, it's going to land. Now let's say the Jazz get number 1. Okay, small market team, not the best, and all of a sudden it's like, who are they going to get? They're probably going to go for AJ because he's local. He's BYU, right? So it would make sense for him to go to the Jazz. But is that thrilling? Look at Ace Bailey, right? He might be okay, but he's like buried in the middle of Salt Lake City and nobody sees him. So his cards aren't really anything because he's just kind of in a small market. I feel like that's maybe the treatment that they'll get if the Kings get the number one pick.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Darren Peterson might come here. By the way, I'm not a Darren Peterson first pick fan. Not for me, based on what I've seen so far. But it's been a long time. We got a long time
Watch
before.
them play, or you just read ESPN.com and watch the people on SportsCenter going, he doesn't want to play.
Both.
You just asked me whether or not I pay attention to sports.
Well, you're the guy that told us last week on your show, I never miss a Kings game. That was after earlier that day in the morning you said, how'd the Kings do last night?
I forgot they had a game.
This season doesn't count.
It doesn't count. It's just a reset.
This season doesn't count.
But he literally was like, I never miss a Kings game. And a half hour earlier, he'd been asking Anthony to me, did they win last night?
I was driving here with Jamie. Obviously, we set up the event center, and then we came here. And I told Jamie, I said, I don't think we've lit the beam in a month and a half. It might be that long.
They traded it.
Yeah.
I said, we're saving energy out here in Sacramento.
Nobody knows yet.
But yeah, it's been a rough go, and it's not must-watch TV for me anymore.
Yeah, but Darren Peterson is must-watch. So you've seen him, you just don't care for him. Huh?
Yeah, well, I've seen him in the first half, and then he sits out the second half. So how about that?
Yeah.
That's a tough. The King, I think it was you, Alan, that said this is a cannot miss the draft. You have to hit this one, and I can't put all my faith into a dude that is pulling himself out of games for whatever reason. We don't know what it is yet. I've got the flu after I hit a 3-pointer. Like, what's going on here?
In your mind, then, fair enough. Do you think he can turn around your perception? Let's say the rest of the way, conference tournament, NCAA's March Madness. Let's say he finishes games and he doesn't do that anymore. Would that change your perception, or would you still be, leopard never changes his spot?
I'm cool with that. If it's early in the season, March Madness hasn't happened yet. The guy's maybe saving himself. We have worse situations than football. We have guys that won't even play in the bowl game.
Yeah.
Look at Fernando. What a stud, right? He's obviously the number one pick.
Fan here. Careful.
Obviously the number one pick.
Get that card.
Right? And he's like, the guy's diving for touchdowns in a game for the championship, and he's going to be the number one pick. You've got other guys playing the Bo Callahan game from draft day, doesn't want to get touched.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fernando ain't that.
So how does this...
You're going to get a dog when you get that guy.
I need him. But how does this work? We were talking about the draft, right? So is this like shoes where there's a release, and then after that, if you don't hit, now it's just resell, right? You have to go to StockX or whatever. Is that how
it's eBay? eBay is your StockX.
So when they release, then Darren Peterson cards are getting released.
The Sacramento Kings, Darren Peterson?
Right,
okay.
that's right.
Let's go with
this
him.
Week. Do places like yours, are there places that specifically get the cards, or are they all just out in the wild?
They're all in packs until further notice.
Okay, so it's
so
just
people
like,
have to open.
shoes.
Yes, they have to open the packs.
Right.
Then they become live. The cards are not just released as cards.
Right.
They're released in packs.
Okay, so it's like
and
the
boxes.
shoes. Yeah,
You have to.
You could get it straight up.
Yeah, but there's different
Resale
ways
market.
they're released.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
and
the
like a
diff-
place like the Emerald Store, they tend to go
Got to
quickly.
open the package.
Yeah.
The difference, though, Alan, as a former shoe guy like yourself, the difference is packs are readily way more available compared to shoes. Shoes, it's good luck, right, at this point. Packs, you can go walk into almost any store and buy a pack at this point.
Right.
It's just all about, are you going to get lucky and hit hit whoever you need?
Are you a shoe
autograph
guy?
or something.
Are you a shoe guy?
Kind of.
Okay. I don't know if you're being modest or you really are a shoe guy.
I was. You know,
were at one
two
time?
kids kind of took the shoe money.
Okay,
gotcha.
His timing hasn't been great.
Now
lately,
I'm getting
right?
into cards.
Yeah.
Card guy. The problem is I always wore the shoes. I don't have to worry about that with cards.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
you
won't
just
be
have to make sure they're
tempted.
protected,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
From Jordan to Bowman.
Oh, yeah.
Although when you get them graded, they're encapsulated, they're protected, right, et cetera. It's funny because we don't carry as many cards at my house like we used to, but my son Beckett will grab a card, and he's just walking around the house with it in his hands and whatever, and I go, what card is – I look, it's like a Michael Jordan second year $300 card. He's just waving it, and I'm like, give me that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's obviously my fault for not putting it in place. I don't know, now that you have an almost 3-year-old, you get it, right? They somehow can grab everything at every angle, at every – it's insane.
Right. They got to get – it's going to be locked up.
I go, bro, you're less than 3 feet. How are you reaching the middle of the island?
Yeah. It defies physics.
It's unbelievable.
The Kings have been defying physics. Have the Kings hit absolute rock bottom? We'll come back, wrap up the show with Emran next on Sactown Sports.
Listen to the #1 sports lineup in Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt George, and Kayla Anderson. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Every weekday live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at SactownSports.com or download the app right on your phone. Your #1 source for all your Northern California sports. Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Cloud cover will start decreasing tonight with patchy areas of frost developing. Temperatures dropping off into the mid to low 30s by Saturday morning. We will see more sunshine, though, Saturday afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, you can drive a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport and enjoy a tradition begun with the first Accord in 1976. Ask about the least you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
What's cracking? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Chad, tell us what's happening for Ram Truck Month.
Well, there's no better time to get a Ram than Ram Truck Month. Right now, save up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. Or save big when you take advantage of the $7,000 Hoblet discount and get 0% financing for 60 months. You'll save thousands in finance charges on top of the huge Hoblet discount.
Yeah, I can't even believe 0% financing is an option at the moment.
It's not an easy thing to find nowadays, but we're always looking to help you save money. Plus, with over 400 new Rams available, you can save big on your perfect Ram. At Hoblet, we focus on you and helping you get the Ram you need.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie after 8,000 factory rebates and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,000 select inventory bonus cash on select inventory, 1,000 SFS bonus cash, must finance through Stellantis, 500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. Private net savings, see dealer for details.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
And we have Emran Pilati with us. Emran is getting ready. I don't know what he's doing here because he should be taking care of all the work he has to do, getting ready for the...
I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
Yeah.
Working. So we'll be all right.
Getting
It's
ready
only
for
one
the
day.
Sacramento Auto Expo. Tomorrow only.
Autograph. We want to make sure people don't show up thinking that they're going to see a Tesla or something.
Right.
Autograph
Hey,
Expo.
as long as they come out there, we don't care what they're expecting.
Just show
We
up.
got them out there.
While you're here.
Autograph Expo. That's tomorrow. Thanks for coming out, Emran. And
Yep.
again, the code, if you want to order your tickets,
Go to SacAutographExpo.com. Choose the ticket for attendance and then put in promo code DriveGuys.
Drive Guys, one word.
One word, no Z at the end. S. Drive
Right.
Guys.
And then you're in for free.
And you're in for free.
Mm-hmm.
And your journey may begin.
Your lucrative journey will begin.
That's right.
Yeah. I know before you came in today, Alan was, I don't really know that much about it, but now I feel like he's
now
he's all the way in.
You've already surpassed Kyle
He's a
Draper's
card
knowledge.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a card part.
He is a card part. We
Yeah.
gotta make one of these tumblers for him.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I just wanted to circle back to what was kind of the question of the day on the show today with the Kings having lost 15 straight. Have the Kings hit rock bottom? I know some people said rock bottom for the Kings. We had Jerry Reynolds on. He said, yeah, this is rock bottom. Emran Pilati, longtime Kings fan. You agree, right?
I think we're there.
Yeah, because I just went back quickly over a couple of things. January 10th, 1991, Charlotte 101, Kings 59. Charlotte 101, Kings 59. To me, that was a lot worse than anything we're going through this year because this year they're trying to lose. That was part of a 1-40 road record that season. 1-40 road record. It was part of a record 43-game road losing streak that stretched into the next year. That's grim because that was a team that was trying to win. Also part of that losing streak, a loss to the Warriors November 2nd, 1991, 153-91. That was the day after they traded Billy Owens to the Warriors for Mitch Richmond. And the 1998 Kings. Listen to this, Alan, Emran. February 1998, the Kings won 4 straight, so they were 24-29, okay? 24-29. They finished the year 27-55. Do the math. That's grim.
I hear you, but
that's a team that's trying to win.
No, but you keep saying that. Whitey, pull up. What was that Grizzlies game when Doug said take the jerseys off and stop playing? Stop playing. He didn't say that, but he paraphrased, the pride conversation. That they were trying to win.
That's
that was
Coach
no. That was DeMar and Westbrook. That was bad. You're only thinking about post All-Star break and post trade deadline. They were stinking up the joint. This whole time, there were some bad losses.
I'm not
Whitey.
saying this is good.
But
I'm not saying any of this is good.
You're saying is it the worst?
Are you getting caught up on, okay, it could be the second worst or third worst. It's still bad as hell.
That's a silver lining. It's only the second worst that we've ever been.
What are we doing, Whitey?
Well, it just seems to me that the 15-game losing streak, it doesn't hit as hard as I would think it would. Yeah, it's terrible. But we've seen it coming.
Imagine if we had traded away the draft pick. That would be the worst because you suck and you don't have a chance at tanking for a draft pick. That would be the absolute worst.
Yeah. I'm trying to find that game you're talking about, Alan. I remember it, but I'm just trying to.
Well, there's a couple.
You talk about that 137-96 loss at Memphis?
I think that
wasn't good. You're right. That was, by the way, the 8th straight loss.
And
there's
Ja.
another one in there.
There was no Ja.
I don't think Ja played in that one. There were a couple, Whitey, when Doug said, you cannot represent Sacramento.
Well, that was, the loss to Atlanta because they lost.
Yes.
They lost home games. Oklahoma City. I think you and I were at that game, Emma. In fact, yeah. And then they lost to Minnesota, Denver, and then they lost to the Hawks, 133-100.
See?
And I think that was the game where Doug said,
please leave.
I wish they let me out there.
I would have fouled out, or what did he say? I would have fouled out at least, or I would have used all 6 or something like that.
That was also part of that same 8-game losing streak.
I'm telling
you.
you.
I know it has not been
good. They were
trying,
though, because that's your whole thing. They were trying.
I'm men in blacking my my memory for this year. We had a decent win streak, right?
I think it was the 4.
Like 4. I'm sorry to laugh at that.
Yeah, it was
4.
Sunday, January 11th through
it was the Nuggets
Friday, January 16th.
Yeah, it was the Nuggets off a back-to-back, and they were
Rockets,
missing somebody.
Lakers, Knicks, Wizards they beat.
Yeah.
For 4 in a row.
Rockets were the ones coming off a back-to-back. Lakers, well, I don't know. They got pieced up by Austin Reeves. That was early on. Remember that?
40 plus.
piece?
Yeah, almost 50.
Yeah, he was close.
Yeah.
But they have that 8-game losing streak. They also have a 5-game losing streak. They also have a 7-game losing streak and 15 and counting. It has been pretty bad. You guys make good points.
What's your prediction? What is it? When does it end?
21.
You think 21?
I got to look at the schedule.
Yeah, we got to look at the schedule.
I know when they play Dallas, Dallas is not putting their best Nike forward. There's a chance they beat Dallas.
No, Cooper's actually out.
Yeah.
Or he was out.
Yeah.
So you got the Spurs next. That's an L. The Grizzlies, they own the Kings right now. That's an L. Rockets. The Rockets, I don't know why. The Kings and Rockets are always spicy.
You're right.
That should be an L. And then you go to Dallas. That's the spicy one. But if you go to Dallas, if you lose at Dallas, you're looking at least your next chance at a win. You got the Lakers after that. Then you host the Suns.
And then the next one.
And then you host the Pelicans. So that's the one. So that's why you think, 6 straight? They're going to lose these 6? And then beat the Pelicans?
Yeah.
Because they could beat the Pelicans. Then they go, this is where it starts, Whitey. See, this is what we're talking about. Pelicans, Bulls, Pacers, Hornets.
Yeah, Pacers, Hornets is a chance.
So get those L's in now.
That's why they're making sure they're not in position to win those games. Did you hear the DeAndre Hunter news today?
Yes, that he's out for the season.
He's going to have surgery on his eye.
That's why they're not running the Princeton offense.
That's why. They might be, and they just might not be doing it very well.
I was Googling. I can tell them how to do it. I was wiping up the cobwebs. I remember how to do this. But no DeAndre Hunter. There are, some question marks as to what happened because just Wednesday he said he was feeling good, and next thing you know, he's getting LASIK or whatever is going on. So,
Are you feeling good, huh? Pop.
Oh.
No. The other thought is, well, he is a free agent after the season, right? So this could have correct.
Hunter?
No, he's got
one more year.
Expiring next year,
Expiring next year. So he's
I think
an
they're
asset.
going to get
in
like
trade.
3 or 4 first for him, Allen.
Easily.
Yeah. They're going to get a whole franchise.
They're going to be like the Herschel Walker trade.
They're going to be a situation. You better hope you get some Bowmans for him. That's all I need.
You guys make some good points. Maybe it is. Maybe this year.
Early on, Whitey,
right
they were
there
getting
with
smacked.
some of the roughest moments. In
Yeah,
team
they were
history.
getting smacked, man.
Here's a side note story that you need to know about, Alan. Him being Whitey had pulled out of a pack a Derek Queen autograph. Right?
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty good. It's got that and ended up selling it, right?
Yeah.
And what's so funny is it just refreshes me and reminds me of this whole Pelicans to the Hawks trade.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, this is going to be ugly. Because
that's what you're talking about. You're going to stink. I mean, to do that right before the 2026 draft is incredible.
Imagine if they're going to be a top 3 potential pick for the Hawks, and they're looking pretty good now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they get an AJ or if they get Darren Peterson.
I guess the only argument I would have is if Derek Queen is better than whoever it is at the hot
Which
take.
is what they'll say no matter what. They will stick to that probably.
I mean, it better be stickable because it might not be.
Let's hope the Kings don't make a mistake like that.
No, we're good now.
We're good. Yeah, track record shows that.
Yeah.
So we'll be all right.
Get the right guy.
So head on out to the Sacramento Autograph Expo tomorrow. You might see, no promises, you might see Alan Stiles.
Yeah, you might see him over there.
I got to check in with the boss.
And we'll definitely see you there, Whitey.
Yeah.
He'll be in line buying his ticket to get in.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
I do have you sitting with one of the players when the autograph sessions happen, so we'll get to choose that player, your choice.
Oh, okay.
Fat Lever would like to sit next to you, actually.
Oh, I haven't spoken to him in a long time.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah, great guy.
I think I have some of his cards, too.
Let's hope so.
Are they worth more when they get signed, Emran?
It depends on who the player is.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it.
We'll see about that. And Jay might be out. You going to be out there, Jay?
Yeah, I'll be out in the building.
Yeah. All right.
If you come, I'm coming.
All right. You got it. Today because it's Friday, damn it.
Listen to the #1 sports lineup in Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt George, and Kayla Anderson. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Every weekday